Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Carl Goblin. This is the Goblin Cave, and we are back with our goblins. We are back to our normal shows, and we are back to have some really crazy, stupid fun with some live role playing. We don't have our full cast today. We may have them coming in later. There's sometimes a little bit of things going on, and while we in Australia had our daylight savings hit last month, and there's been a little bit of really shufflings in the last 4 or 5 weeks, in America, where a lot of our cast members are all from, there's also daylight savings that just hit over the weekend. So scheduling's a bit hard with work and things like that. So we're going to be working around things, and there may be some changes to scheduling, just to try to make sure we have shows to put on. So let's go to all our cast members, amazing cast members for the day. So hi everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
So much enthusiasm, and I say that every week because we just need more sugar in your diets. That's what it's about. More sugar, more caffeine.
Hi.
Wait till the chaos
Hi,
starts.
guys.
Okay. So Nick's off at the moment, dealing with some family matters, and Treant Monk may be a bit later, maybe able to join us a bit later, but we'll see. Yes, we had a lot of fun last week. What did people think about the Call of Cthulhu? I just wanted to ask this.
It's
It was
interesting.
fun.
Pretty
Yeah.
fun.
No,
Yeah.
Very
I'd like
enjoyable.
to play it again.
It was cool. I like the whole investigation and more exploration side of that game.
Well, good, because you're going to be doing investigations and you're going to be doing murder mystery.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'd like it as a goblin.
I don't know if goblins will be good investigators.
I
We'll
think
just
this is-
decide we'll say it's that person because we don't like them.
Yeah, they're gonna get eaten.
Strangely enough, last week, the weirdest investigator, and probably one of the most effective investigators, was Jabbersnatch.
Ah,
Because I gave Jabbersnatch Cthulhu Mythos, which, well, it fits. It totally fits, being a
yeah.
not a cultist, but totally a cultist. And although was effective in solving some of the things and finding some of the clues, explaining those clues to the other people on that episode also drove them insane. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, but no,
I mean, it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it
Everyone
was.
knew it was gonna happen. Well, maybe not those people, but you knew it and we knew it.
I really wanted to put Jabbersnatch with the Children of the Marsh because they've got a cleric as well, and have the two like counters on each other. But the scheduling didn't work out that way, unfortunately. That would have been so much fun though. I enjoyed it. I would like to do more one shots on the channel. I thought that was really fun, and fun to have I know this group was the only one that didn't have as much, like everybody came in. The other two groups, the other two shows pretty much swapped around and everybody was mixed up. Nia was supposed to come in, but some power went out for a day.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, not power, but internet kind of died totally. The cable just gone. Hopefully it's fixed.
If it was like the week before or the week after, I would have been able to do Tuesday because I work Saturdays every other week. So I seem to always get Tuesday off then.
Yeah. So
But-
we'll try to arrange something for Christmas. I've already posted something in the cast area about possibly doing a Christmas one shot. But this time it's going to be for the players to arrange, not for me, because that was a lot of work. Lot of work. But anyway, it's been rude of me for not introducing everybody. So Wayward, who are you? What are you playing? Who are you playing?
I'm Wayward. I'm playing Flibs Bearnack. Still the thief who explodes, and he's not going insane this time because he's probably already insane. After all, he is a goblin.
And
I
Esme?
mean, I'm Ursa May, and I'm playing Screech, the greatest bard who ever lived. Don't listen to what anybody says. She is the greatest bard who ever lived, that will ever be. There might as well not be any other bards after her. No one will be able to live up to the standards that Screech has set.
I just noticed the actual overlay, and it doesn't say anything about being a bard. It just says wealth enthusiast. I'm like,
She does have an interest in wealth. It's a hobby. It's fine. She's a collector. And everyone needs to collect something.
like arcane spell collector, which is Flibs.
Yes, it's just like that.
Yeah. Okay, Kiwi.
How do I follow that? I was set up. I'm Kiwi, and I have the pleasure of playing as Jank Dogbite, the cowardly druid, human tamer, and his much more braver, probably more awesome sidekick, the giant raccoon Corporal Bitey.
Mm-hmm. I had a discussion about last week's Cthulhu stuff, and realised that if you're running a longer term campaign using more of the rules, what I could have done as the GM, as Jank went further and further insane, was the GM in Call of Cthulhu can actually change the backgrounds of characters, like as they lose their grip on reality. And I was just thinking, I think the most fun and most poignant way of doing that for Jank would be to swap the character and Jank thinking he's Mr. Bitey. As he's human.
Become a feral raccoon.
Yeah. But actually seeing Mr. Bitey as a human.
Shit.
And Jank being the human, physically a human, but seeing himself as the... I think that would really work. It's like, we weren't using the full rules, but that would be fun.
That would be an experience.
And also, you could actually have Screech as a pauper. Or actually going the total opposite direction and wanting to be a philanthropist and giving the money away.
Charity that kills her.
That's how Screech would die instead.
I love the Call of Cthulhu rules. It's got some really interesting ways of dealing with things. But yeah, that was some of the things I was thinking afterwards, like, that would really work. But because everything was more condensed, we played just more of a condensed version of the rules last week. But they were good fun. And if you haven't checked them out on YouTube, on Goblin Cave RPG. We ran the same scenario 3 times with 3 different cast groups, and also mixed up the cast groups as well. It's not like... It's more of a primer of what Call of Cthulhu can be. It is essentially one big trap house. So everything from a full campaign is condensed into a small little segment. So it is what it is, but it's quite fun. And you can check out the game itself at Chaosism. It's the quick start rules with the haunting is the actual scenario we played, which is in the quick start rules. So other bits of paperwork and housekeeping. You're listening to We Be Goblins from the Syrinscape Burnt Offerings soundtrack, and Burnt Offerings is part of the grander Rise of the Runelords soundtrack, or soundscape, or whatever you'd like to call it. And so this is specifically for this campaign, which is the Rise of the Runelords, and we're using that from Syrinscape because Syrinscape is amazing. Check them out for your online offline needs. You can have it downloaded onto your phone or your mobile device or whatever you want, or you can run it through your computer. You can even, if you're doing online games like this, you can actually set it up so that your cast members can actually hook into an IP address or a website essentially and change the volumes for their individual inputs as well. We don't do that here because some of the times we want the players to know what's going on, and if they turn the volumes down all the way, then having something like this may be turned down and then won't get the reaction that we usually would. So that's what Syrinscape. The other thing is you can help out the channel by donating to the channel. Donating to the channel actually helps out the players as well. So if you donate $1 or per 100 bits, the cast members will get a D4, or one cast member gets a D4, and that goes up to D6, D8, D10, D12. If it goes past D12, I get a D20 as it resets. And we can use those for attack rolls, saving throws, or ability checks, skill checks, etc. No sanity rolls. I will not allow them for sanity rolls. That's going to be just have to roll on that. The other part is if you donate to somebody else, the first person loses it. So it's kind of a, do you want to invest in the time to use do you want to save that dice and hopefully it gets more, or do you want to use it before someone else takes it off you, or before the GM gets the version? And that's kind of how we do things. So other than that, does anyone remember what's been happening in the game? It's been a couple of weeks now. We had a bit of a week off. So does anyone remember what was happening last time on the show? Or do you want me to do the run through?
Please. We won D&D. I think that was it.
You rolled really, really badly, and so you rolled really, really well, and like Bashaba rolled really badly, and you won D&D. Now you're gods.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a lot of stuff in town, like we bought Mr. Bitey leather armor with a handle on it.
I'd forgotten that. Okay.
I got some fancy armor befitting my status.
I was more where the story ended up, less than what you bought. I know you're the wealth enthusiast.
But those were very important.
Okay.
Story?
So it looks like I'll do a little primer. So the sheriff thanked you all for Sheriff Hemlock thanked you for your efforts and whatnot, and things have settled down for about a week or so, and then one morning, early in the morning, in the tavern, you all, like, the sheriff comes in and he's looking a bit frazzled, and he's asked you to look into something that's happened at the local mill, and he explains that there's been 2 murders in the mill, and he asked you to look into it. He's going to use the town guard instead to just more like make sure there's no panic and to keep the population calm and not rioting and panicking and whatnot. So last night, a murderer stuck at the sawmill. There are 2 victims. They're in pretty gruesome shape. The bodies were discovered by one of the workers named Ibor Thorn. And I'll start. If you want to take notes, this might be a good idea, because I know Trent Monk was taking notes physically, but I don't know if they'll put in your actual journals, which you do have. So Ebel Thorn was the person that discovered the bodies this morning, and there's so you've been asked to help. It's also explained that there was a note found on the body, and the note says that, I'll actually bring this up and show it to you all. So the note says that you will learn to love me, desire me in times. So you'll learn to love me, desire me in time as she did. Give yourself to the pack, and it shall all end your lordship. And there's blood splatter on that as well. So getting that.
Probably a paper cut.
You'll see. But that was actually pinned to one of the that was pinned to one of the bodies. It was also explained that that this isn't the first murder, which is the concern of the sheriff. That there was another series of murders only a few days ago. A few days ago, one of their patrols came across essentially a man who was raving crazy on the road. They knocked him out. They tracked him back to a nearby abandoned barn where they found 3 bodies. And in like the bodies in the so they found 3 bodies, and there was a handout on those bodies as well. So the handout says this was actually pinned into the into one of the bodies as well. A deal has come. No, this is in one of the pockets. So a deal has come about that I need capital for. It involves property and gold, and though I am not at liberty to tell you the exact details, it'll make us all rich. Come to Bradley's barn on Cougar Creek tonight. We can meet there and discuss our futures. Again, sign your lordship. And this was a couple of days ago that these bodies were discussed. Now, the person, the 3 people that were found in that barn were, they were tentatively identified. They were mutilated bodies, and the bodies are now kept currently at the sheriff's station at the guardhouse for future investigation. But they believe them to be 3 local con artists who have been run out of town in recent years. And the person who was bonkers insane, found on the road, has been dropped off at the local sanitarium. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. So is there anything...
I think I did remember. We don't technically have that bloodstained note anymore. Jabba ate it, I think.
Yes, that would be right.
They wanted to see if it was the murderer or the victim's blood.
Yes. And in doing so, just ate the note. That sounds right. That sounds totally what Jabba would do. Yep. So that's pretty much all the information you're given. And you're asked to investigate the issues. So what would you like to do? Where are we opening our scene? Are we opening our scene at the lumber mill? As the sheriff would urge, this is probably the better place to go because they need to clean up the scene soon anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Is
Yeah,
it a good
probably.
idea to go there?
Okay.
Who gets to eat the first corpse? Is it our honor?
So the lumber mill on your map, and I won't bring it into the overlays map, is number 25.
Yeah, I
near
see
the
it.
mill pond. It's kind of self-explanatory there. So as you approach the lumber mill, and I'll stop the sound and stop all that. As you approach the lumber mill, there's a large group of people, like large locals, just gawking, trying to find out what's going on and trying to get a vantage point of. And there's gossip and there's talk, and the local guard are just trying to keep them back. They're trying to keep them back and try to keep them away from the scene and away from getting too close to the evidence and what's going on as well. They're not telling them what's going on. They're not telling them there's a murder. They're just trying to keep them away. When they see that you approach, they do thank you for coming in, and they clear essentially clear a way for you to get in, and then the crowd closes around you and tries to force their way in as well, but the guards stop them. The mill itself, yep.
Settle down, everybody. Your heroes have arrived. We've got this handled. Just go about your normal business.
Yes. Your murder is clearly your lordship. I've read these notes. I've examined the evidence.
He said murder. Oh, I know you don't speak.
Yeah.
Do you speak common? You don't.
These
Don't
idiots.
speak common.
These idiot humans. Oh, I can't read anyway. Whoops.
Yeah.
I retract everything.
I was going to say you dropped the M word, but no one understands you. Just like Jabbersnatch going, you're all going to be sacrificed, you're all doomed. And they just like nod and smile and walk on. Oh, language barriers.
All this reading and writing evidence is not going to work out well.
Luckily, Flibbs can read and write common.
Oh, yes.
He's
Well, if
one
you
of those.
explain the
Blasphemous.
Blasphemous, yes.
From what you say, Flibbs, this note says your lordship. Clearly, your lordship is the murderer.
You think it's
who's
the
the
person
lord?
in charge?
Must be. It says on the note, right? That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So who's in charge again? The
Um,
mayor?
Hold on a moment. I have a feeling that is not the actual title.
But
What?
all those rich, fancy peoples call themselves lords, so it must be the leader.
Yeah. It's sold. Let's collect.
Yes. Okay.
okay,
So,
Yep.
do we murder the mayor?
That's clearly that's the only reasonable thing we can do.
okay.
Do you think they'll get mad?
Now, we killed a murderer. They should be thanking us.
They should.
You never know with humans, though. They've got everything backwards.
Okay.
Bet you wish Treatbuck was here.
Yeah.
Usually everything's okay when one person's not here, but in this group, yeah, Trent Monk very much keeps you all together.
You know what would have been worse? If Jabba was here too.
Yeah.
Jabba would have immediately walked off and done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to plan the murder of the Lord of this town?
Actually, no, I think Jabba would have like went, all these fresh bodies, let's bring them into the sawmill.
Yeah. Oh, no.
We can get it all done efficiently. Inside the sawmill, you explained, like the guards explained, there's a few people around. There's a few guards around. There's no workers around. The guards explained that one of the owners of the sawmill, one of the managers of the sawmill, Ebor Thorne, he's currently at the guardhouse. He's not arrested, but he thought it better to speak to him there. But there's no one else here. You can investigate the scene for yourself. We won't get in your way. If you have any questions, just ask us. But the bodies, they're in the top floor.
Should we go check out dinner?
I have one question. Is the identity of the corpses known?
Yes, the identity of the corpses are known. The other manager, Harker, he's one of the bodies. He's one of the victims here. And it seems that one of the girls from town, Catherine Venn, who's also you'll see her body. She's well, and you see him go greenish and pale at the same time, and you can also see that not too far away, like, is vomit, just around, like, that he's already vomited some. The same guard. It's not a good scene.
He's got the same pair as you, Flibs.
I don't think it's quite the same.
Yeah, it probably
Oh.
tastes better.
Do you think, what was that woman doing here? Do you think they were, like, mates or breeding or something?
You asking him?
Yeah, I'm just asking them or anybody.
So I don't know, but I don't think she should have been here. But I don't know. The captain, he's got her father, Mr. Binder, at the. He's delivering the news himself. But I don't know what their relationship was.
Well, I don't know. You humans do some odd things.
True.
But perhaps you should investigate and have a look for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. This guy's boring.
Yeah. Yes. It just. He's not even one of the head ones.
That was supposed to be male victim, not make victim. Damn autocorrect. I mean, like, bloody autocorrect.
He was made into a victim.
Yeah.
So
He makes victims. He's the murderer. We've solved.
They murdered
Secretly
each
rich.
other. Case solved. How much
So-
can we get our
That's
money back?
correct.
the murder scene itself, the upper floor of the mill house is where they split the wood from the the wood gets floated down the river, and they cut the wood and they do things with it. But the upper floor is where they split the wood and do bits and pieces. So in the scene itself, there is a male victim off to the side. It looks like he's been, like, the body has been mutilated. It's hard to see if he was mutilated pre or post death, but you would say if it was pre-death, then that person would have been under a lot of pain, and the face has been totally removed, as in skinned off. The lower jaw has been removed, and it's not in this. You can't see it. And he's bare chested. His clothing, like his shirt, has been ripped or cut, and there is a star cut into its chest.
Well,
But that's not the gruesome victim. That's not the gruesome
Oh,
part of
dear.
the scene. On the other side of the room, there is the wood splitter. The wood splitter is essentially a run or like a slick table where the wood gets pushed or gets moved.
Oh no.
And the mill is powered by the water, by the river, and the engine of the river turns a large circular saw, which is covered in dried blood. The entire side of that room is just dripping in blood. Or sorry, it was dripping, but it's now dried blood. And there is half of a young woman. Maybe it's hard to say because you're not humans. You don't really know ages, but early, mid like early 20s, mid 20s, or even possibly teens. Like, you're not really sure, but she's on one side and then also on the other. Nearby is a axe is stuck into the ground, into the floor.
Are we sure Jabba hasn't been here?
I too was thinking along those lines because this of a master. I mean, look at this work. It's it is art.
I mean, it does look like something Jabba would do. Granted, I don't know if Jabba could draw could do the star. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it's a Baba Gugon thing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, clearly the murderer is Jeb. Now we must cover up the work and blame someone else.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. We can't let out that Jabba did this.
We'll blame the human.
It will ruin, it will ruin everything for us if they find out Jabba did it.
Yes.
And I can't have that.
How can we accomplish this?
I'm so close.
Yes.
I'm so close to finding a rich human.
Yes. Yes, we must get you your shinies.
Are we sure the blind one would be able to work that saw without chopping themselves to bits?
They're very cunning.
I mean, it is Jabba, so it's kind of, you know.
Bitey's just
Could
face
happen.
palming while we talk.
It's pawing.
Yeah.
Bitey's face is just in his little paws, like, oh my god.
Yeah. But, well, that's the scene that's laid out in front of you. Would you like to investigate certain things or anything else? Or you just like, yep, no, it's Jabba.
Yeah. Well, we have to protect Jabba now. This is clearly the plan.
So we also have to look like we're investigating? That way so we can
Yeah.
figure out what stuff to cover up.
So Bitey might start sniffing around for clues. I don't know if what
Libs
he can smell.
would do a once over of the room.
Well, this is going to be more of a not everything. This is going to be a what specifically are you looking at?
I don't know if
I will take a look at the symbol on the man's chest.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to look and make sure there's not any fish hooks on the man.
yes, hide them away.
Okay. So any evidence of fishhook marks on the body or
Yeah.
on his
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Just any evidence of fish hooks anywhere. Just like,
And Bitey will try and sniff to see if goblins have been here or just humans.
Okay. So, can I get a medical check or a spot check type thing for looking for fishhook marks or on the body, on the wounds? Can I get a medical check or let's see, or knowledge arcana check or knowledge history about the wounds? Or say about like the symbol.
I could certainly do an arcana check.
Okay. So, Screech, there are certainly wounds there which possibly could be like cuts or something which could be done by fishhooks. You're not really certain, but there's a possibility there. Like there's certainly the clothing like has been ripped, and it's not a clean cut. So it's possibly like the clothing has been ripped before, has been cut, and then the symbols were put in. As for the Arcana, you remember something, and you'd probably need to speak to a sage specifically, like a human sage, but you remember an old you recognize the symbol. That's the same symbol as the crown. It's the same symbol you've seen elsewhere. It's actually the same symbol which Screech is currently wearing on that medallion. So that in itself is an obvious that's not a 28. But you remember like something about there being an ancient like an ancient rune. I think the humans called it a Sahedron rune. But you can't really, you'd need to speak to a proper sage about what it is or what it means. So I'll type it out so you can actually have a clue of what it's pronounced, because I've got no idea, as usual, and hopefully autocorrect or my dyslexia doesn't kick in. So Sahedron rune.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, looks right.
Yeah. And it was definitely done post-mortem. But you just don't know what that's about. And can I get a sniffer check for Mr. Bitey, please?
Yes. Like a perception?
Perception, yeah.
A 12.
Okay, so Mr. Barty's roaming about the room, and it seems to give you because he can't speak, and you can't speak to Mr. Barty, but it seems to be like there's a smell here which doesn't seem to like.
Oh. He doesn't like a smell in here.
I mean, it could be the fact that one wall is just painted in dried blood, but...
Yeah, he's a raccoon. He likes plenty of foul things.
It's true.
I would think he'd be used to the smell of blood.
Yeah.
At the very least, used to the taste of it.
Yeah. So that's at least Harker's body, Banning Harker's body, and a little bit of the room. What else would you like to investigate as you walk through the sawdust?
Are there any footprints that kind of look weird in the sawdust?
Would you like to do a tracking or survival?
Yeah, I think Jank would.
Would I be able to aid with that?
Does the guy have anything in his pockets?
Yes.
No.
Well,
Nature sense.
there was no loss here.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I was just checking to see if I've got a nature sense thing, but I think I've already added that bonus. Okay, so knowledge tracking or something?
Survival, I think it's...
Survival. Okay. Nice.
Okay, so that's pretty good. And
Finally.
so as you're looking through the place, and there's certainly a lot of footprints now. There's a lot of footprints in here because they've had the guard come in here, they've had other people come in here, and though your footprints and the footprints of the other goblins are easy to determine, but there's one set of footprints which are certainly different from the others. They're barefoot, which is the main difference. So there's a set of barefoot footprints that have gone from mostly around the body, around Harker's body, and then goes towards where the woman's body is. And it seems that there's and as you're following those footprints, there's the axe right on the ground there, where the footprints go, and it stops short to where the woman's body is, almost as if, like, maybe there was an altercation and the woman was pushed from that point.
Are the footprints human?
They're human-sized. There's no claws, like clawed nails or anything like that, but they're human-sized. So, elven, human, that type of, yeah. Another note is that they originated, though, not from the front door, but from a window.
Ooh. Hey. These footprints, they come from a window, and I'm pretty sure this is the idiot that did it. They've got her. They're over here. They struggled a bit, and he pushed the woman down, and then she got minced, sawed in half.
Hamburgered.
I wasn't gonna go there.
So, pre-show, we had a discussion about hamburger meat. Hamburger meat is called mincemeat.
No, it's not.
It totally is.
Not
So-
here.
And if you think it's mincemeat or ground meat or hamburger meat, then leave your comments in the descriptions underneath on YouTube. Totally called mincemeat. Yeah. But either way, we'll keep going. But yes, the original footprints come from the window, and they go to the man's first, and then seems to be there was stuff around the man first, and then the other part. So he was at least the initial victim in this.
Well, if he was killed, why didn't the gal run as soon as she saw it?
Maybe she wasn't supposed to see it. Like, it was like an accident. They didn't expect her to be here. Whoever the murderer was.
I'd think that if she saw the murder, she could have, maybe ran at least a bit.
Hmm.
Can I get a spot check?
Who?
From Flibs, actually.
So just perception.
Yep, that's perception. I'm still stuck in other systems. 15. You notice that near the door, because all the like the tools and everything hang on the walls. Sorry, I probably should mention the victim, the man, is actually hung on the wall. His body's not on the ground, but he's actually hung on the wall. I've totally neglected that. Yeah, he's essentially hooked onto the wall. Yeah, but on near the front, near the entrance, there is a missing, it looks like there's a missing axe off the wall, and that missing axe is what's on the ground, stuck into the ground, halfway across the room. But yeah, sorry about that. Yes, the man's body is actually hung on the wall, impaled onto the pegs to hold tools.
Must be strong.
If humans are as stupid as they are, I feel the woman came into the room, saw what was happening, grabbed the axe from the wall over there, and just, tried to attack.
Possible. Especially if she did want to be, this guy's mate.
Mm. He doesn't look like he's got a lot of shinies.
Some people are stupid, especially humans. I don't get it. But I guess the poor have to marry the poor.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Not everybody can marry a rich lord. Else it'd be even really harder for me to find one.
Or a jeweler.
Yeah, I still gotta think about what to do with that. I mean, that guy was old. I think that guy was the older one. Maybe the gal would be happier with someone more younger.
Clearly.
How old is Screech?
Well, I mean, goblins age differently.
They do.
Yeah, how old did I make her? Yeah, she's 15.
Yeah.
Is that young? It's hard to tell for a
I
goblin.
can't remember how old goblins are when they reach adult age in
About
Pathfinder.
8 or 10 or 12, something like that. Like they're super fast, super rapid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so young adult basically, I guess.
Yeah. Because they don't last very long. They die very quickly.
No.
Wonder why.
Because of their own reasons.
Yes, because of reasons and fire.
Screech intends to live as long as possible in her golden mansion.
Yeah.
So
With
the helm. back
Many
at Thistle.
crowns. Yes.
Yes.
Well, she's going to upgrade that.
You're going to have to move it first. But either way, is there anything else you're looking at in the room?
Well, is there anything by that window that we think that the person came in through?
Yeah.
Right.
Bitey, sniff this
Clothes
window.
or something.
Yeah.
Bide indicates, without like having to do another roll, that the smell is also from that area too.
Anyone you recognize? Is it Jabba? Is it Jabba? Just shake your head.
Shakes his head but doesn't know which direction.
All right, we'll still cover.
You didn't
We'll
say
still
if it was a yes or no, like shaking or up and down. So it just starts shaking up and down and not side to side, not really knowing which way is.
Now, it looks like it could be. Or maybe not.
I guess another thing, does it look like there's anything missing that would be obvious that was in here?
The only thing that looks like it's missing is the fact that there's an axe off the wall.
Yeah, I figured so.
You were told that the note was pinned to the chest of the man.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really have anything in his pockets. You haven't checked hers. Well, haven't checked her at all.
I guess start checking her, seeing if find anything on
Yep.
both of her bit, you know.
Can I have a perception check for Jank, please?
Okay.
I think that'll be enough. She looks familiar, but you can't really figure out where.
Is this my human?
It's hard to tell.
I'll check your teeth.
On
Like a horse.
which side of the head?
God,
It's that bad.
I'll look. Okay.
It's like the face
What
is
appears to be
mangled.
her top lip. I'll see if.
The face is totally destroyed. Like the head is totally destroyed. But like there's bits of what you can see of the woman that look familiar. But you don't really know.
No identifying marks, tattoos. Or...
No.
Okay.
They did
recognize
mention that
this human.
the man, the only way they can figure out the man's the man was like who he was is because he has a tattoo. But she doesn't have any tattoo, but they do know at least who she is.
Okay.
Flibbs would like to
Yeah.
check the saw itself, the machine. Look for any like marks or anything on it.
I so want to have, like, we've been playing this without having the others here, but if I really want to have Jabbersnatch here right now. Do you really, as the GM, want to have Jabbersnatch here right now? But we won't, because we've played it without. You can inspect the machine. It looks sharp. It looks like it's going to cut wood if it's turned on.
So nothing happened with the machine.
Would you like to turn on the machine?
Is the corpse of the lady still on the machine?
Oh, you can say on, but it's more like there's a bit on one side, a bit on the other on the ground.
Basically, would it make it even more of a mess if I turned it on?
Not really. It may throw some of the blood like a little bit further.
Then I will turn on the machine.
Okay. So you pull a large lever, which then engages the water wheel, and the machine starts moving and starts spinning up. It takes a little bit of work to get up to speed. And again, there's no real, there's nothing that comes out like as piece of evidence from that.
I'll just turn the machine back off.
Okay.
Can I try to like check her pockets?
You can
I
check her
guess.
pockets, yes. And she has a note. It's less in her pockets, but in her sock.
Alrighty.
Like, as in hidden.
Yeah.
Which is why the guards didn't do it. Can you read human?
I don't know. I'd just probably hand it off to Flibbs. I mean, I speak common. I don't know if that means I can read it.
Well, because the readings are taboo. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think Screech is quite as bad as Jabba or Jake, but she's still a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. So the notice says the mill will be empty again tonight. So we can so the mill will be empty again tonight, so you can come late. If there's somebody around, we'll make another arrangements.
I knew it.
So it seems they were planning to meet up. Which does give premise to my idea of what happened. She arrived a bit late and tried to attack the killer.
How foolish.
Yeah,
Maybe she
that's
was
really
hungry.
stupid.
I don't think humans eat other humans, though.
Maybe she was smart. But then again,
Mm.
she's dead.
Yeah. I doubt she was. Most humans aren't. I mean, very few are. It's very rare.
I mean, also, I guess if we can't find anything else in here, we should probably look on the outside of that window to see if, like, we can find tracks.
Okay.
Yes. Barefoot tracks.
Who wants to do the climbing?
Can I ride Bitey
Well,
down?
You see, Jake is, the tracker, not me. So
All right. I'll take the long way down.
So you'll take the long way down. So you go down to the outside of the building, is what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah, by the window, and obviously they would have had to, at least they flew. They would have had to climb from somewhere.
Yep. So you're standing on the docks on the other side of them, on the other side of the building, which is underneath the windowsill.
Yes.
And what are you going to do? You're now on the docks.
Well, I'm hoping they left some prints. They would have left behind some sawdust or something.
That may be another tracking roll.
Yes. Survival.
Okay, 15's pretty good.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a what? A 2 to get 15. Oh my god!
But that's how I roll.
I know that's. Yeah. I was covered up, so I didn't see what the roll was. God, that's a lot. But 15 is all you needed. So in this case, you see what looks to be muddy footprints walking towards the base of the building, like underneath the window, and you can see where the person has climbed because of the muddy footprints on the wall as it's gone up.
Okay.
And as you turn around, you can also see that the muddy footprints go along the dock.
Ooh. Hey, I found a trail.
Then we should follow it.
Good
and make
idea.
sure Bitey's like sniffing it out too.
Oh yeah, buddy. Follow this trail. You smell for these humans.
Okay. Can I get a perception then for Mr. Bitey?
Yes. Please roll better.
Then a 2.
Oh, close to the nat 20.
An 8. That's probably about as good as I've rolled
Yeah.
today.
Can't really smell anything except for can't really smell anything.
Okay. Yeah, he's got nothing. Let's just follow the steps.
Okay. So you follow the steps towards across the dock, and it ends at the other end of the dock. There's nothing. It seems that. Actually, can I get a perception, please? Then.
Yes.
All of us,
From
any specific person?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do. Or you can all have a look and do some investigation of where the.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So that's not very good, but again, 15 should be just enough to figure out that. Although you could probably have a boat at the other dock, tied up the dock and get off the boat, it looks like instead the person's crawled out of the river because of the muddy
Oh, wow.
footprints.
Yeah.
And
Came
climbed up
out
on
from the
dock
river. Hmm.
What kind of weird human is this?
I will check.
It's the freak.
Are there any humans in the river right now?
No.
Worth a shot.
Hmm.
Okay. So is this it's the pond, obviously, or the mill pond?
Well, it's called the Mill Pond. It's actually a river.
Yeah.
It's part of the Terendorok. What a horrible name, river.
Rock, yeah. Is it quite shallow? No, it can't be because there's a pier. Okay. So
We all know
weird.
how bad you are at swimming.
Yeah.
Are we looking for a fish person?
The footprints looked
What?
human. Do fishmen
Granted-
have webbed feet?
Humans don't really walk around barefoot, though, either.
Yes. Brr.
And was able to scale as well, climb a wall.
He must have been pretty strong to hang that other human up by the hooks. Maybe we should
Yeah.
talk to. Would Jake know anything about like water humans or anything like that?
I'm saying no.
Yeah,
I'm just saying no.
just being a druid, like studying humans. I don't think there are water humans that I know of.
I mean, I guess either Flibs might have read something about it, or maybe like some sort of local lore type of thing. Have you ever heard of this? If so, other than that, I can't think of any other way we'd know.
Apparently, it's a freak of nature.
Some sort of one-off water human.
Yeah,
Well,
it should probably die then, anyways.
man, I do not want to go in the water again. I can have a look. What can I turn into? Can I turn into a fish or something?
That's right. We've finally got the ability to change shape. Oh,
Maybe I can turn into I'll turn into a water raccoon, like an otter or something. Let me change into this, and I'll turn into a otter, and I'll jump in.
okay.
I'll be a water raccoon.
Okay, so you use your wild shape to turn into a water raccoon, an otter.
Yeah.
And right behind you, there's all these logs. Like, if only we could dam.
I am not a beaver.
Isn't that otters as well?
Do they make
No.
I think
dams?
so.
No.
I know
No.
they break clams. They're quite clever.
Yeah, they break clams and stuff, but I don't think they build dams like beavers
Okay.
do.
Otters are more
Anyway.
like
And they're very cute.
So you jump in as the otter, so as the beaver. Yeah. And where are you going to search? I mean, the water here is deep.
Okay, I just want to see if I can any signs of, foot. I guess there's no underwater
You're looking for
footprints.
footprints. Is that what you're looking for
No,
in the mud?
no, I'm not. I thought it through, and I'm not.
I'll allow a
like
perception. Or
signs of civilization. I don't know. Like
I'll allow
this wasn't a
tracking.
well-planned strategy.
I will allow a tracking or a perception, whichever one you'd like.
I think I still use my stats. Am I right?
Yes, still using your stats.
Okay.
For underwater tracking.
Yeah.
Don't roll
I
a
don't
2
know.
because the difficulty is going to be higher in the mud.
Okay. A 20.
Did you roll a 20? Or that's what you
No,
said?
no, sorry. Dirty 20.
Okay, it didn't come through for me.
Okay.
Okay, at 20, you see under the water in the mud every now and then a couple of tracks. Like, it's rare because mud
Yeah.
covers itself up.
And the
But,
current, yeah.
yeah. But especially from the base of the pier, you can find where whatever it was or whoever it was climbed up from under the water up onto the pier from one of the pylons, and you see a couple of steps in the direction of the bank on the other side.
Okay.
But that's about all you're getting even with the 20.
Can I swim to the other side and see if I find where the tracks come out?
You can swim to the other
If
side.
they come out? Yeah.
And you can do a land-based perception or tracking or survival, which the difficulty is going to be a little bit less.
Okay.
Because you're not underwater in mud.
Gosh, I hope I can roll higher than 8. It'd be nice.
Oh, we got
No,
the
it was so close to
God,
landing on a 7.
3 now.
Yep.
And 3, really?
16. I'll look at the other number. The
You
better
look at the
number.
other number instead of the...
Yeah.
Sure. There is a difficulty. Where is my difficulty? It's right here.
Turns out the difficulty
No.
was 15. It's fine.
Right.
DC 15. Great.
No, yeah, you got it.
Nice. Just barely passing every time.
Yeah, I mean,
That's us.
yeah. So you swim around the shoreline on the other side, and you find what is quite obviously like footprints, human-sized footprints, barefoot, going up and up to a location and back out to a location more than once.
More than one set?
More than
or...
once. No, they looked at... It's hard to say if they're the same set, but it looks like there's
Okay.
more than once.
Okay.
Are you getting out of the water to investigate?
I should probably not, as an otter, go off by myself. But okay, I think I can do this more than once. I'll go up a little bit and I'll check.
Yep.
I'll get a bit curious.
Okay. So as you go up into the underbrush, into the bush on the other side, and it is bush. So let's see. So you go up the bank. There's nettles surrounding, and there seems to be like you're only going about 5 to 10 meters. There's not going very far, and then there's like a dead end. But it seems that that's also where the footprints lead to, and that's it.
Okay.
And you're surrounded essentially by nettles.
Okay. I think it's time to go back.
And as you turn around, you can see there's the perfect place to look upon the mill.
Ah. Okay, this is good. I will definitely go back and turn back into a goblin and just say, "Hey, I found some footprints for this human thing, this water human. I think their base is on the other side of the river. And I've got a perfect location to look upon the mill. And it's cool being a water raccoon. Was I cute? He.
Mr. Biley's going,
Don't be jealous, Spidey.
this is the
There can
same.
only be one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the only furry.
Let's not get into furry culture. Okay.
Oh no, I don't even mean it like that.
Yeah, that's
I take it back.
yeah, that's just nope.
I didn't think about it like that at all.
Okay. So, where are you going to go? What's the next lead?
Well, it looks like we could just walk around if we want to check it out. There's a bridge up there. Maybe we could. Do we want to check it out now?
I
I mean, should we tell people about our findings so far?
Yeah.
Be useful.
I can't talk to these humans. You might have to do all the talking here, Flibs.
do they really need to know now?
Yeah.
Maybe we could get some money out of him. Maybe you could say we need some equipment.
Maybe we might have to think up some equipment though that we need.
We'll need a submarine. It's a machine that can traverse water.
We could have used that a while ago.
Yes.
Maybe we should try to get one of those. Because here we are, water again. And if this is a weird, freaky water person, who knows?
Well, they must be a water person. There's a bridge right there they could have used.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that they're a freak.
Sandwiches aren't supposed to go in the water.
That's true.
I mean,
Submarine
it's a good point.
sandwich.
I mean, it's a good point. And the bread gets all soggy. I mean, and not even goblins like soggy bread. Not that kind of soggy bread, anyways.
Let's just go to the hideout or whatever.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. So you go around. You go through the Gorkas are still there. The town guard is still trying to get them to disperse and go back to your homes. There's nothing to see. Nothing to see. Are you saying anything to the crowd?
It's fine. We have it under control. Just let the heroes of this town handle it. We are the only qualified people. Well, we're the only ones qualified here to take care of this. So don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can somebody feed my human? It'd be nice.
Dick, don't understand feeding human. Can I get
No.
a not a charisma, but a persuade or performance to? At least you have it. This could have been Flibs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need fly
That's
paper
performance.
stuck to the side of your.
Yeah.
Ooh. So you say, take care of this. What are you taking care of? What's wrong? What happened? And that starts like the chorus of tell us what's going on. What happened? What's happened to the incident? Why is the mill closed? Why are the guards here? What are you? Why are you in charge?
We're the heroes of this town. Why wouldn't we be in charge? I mean, just
Shut
look
up
at
and
us.
go home.
What
It's
are
not
you
going to matter to
investigating?
any of you.
We're investigating some weird, freaky water people.
And that starts water people, and then that starts escalating to, as you just walk off in the distance, and you can just like see the guards now having to deal with all these bombards of questions about water people, and etc. And you're like, no,
I mean, it's true.
not your problem anymore.
Yeah, no. It was never our problem.
So
The
you're going,
town should be grateful to us.
Yes.
so you're going to the North Bridge, to the bridge, Tanner's Bridge.
Tanner's
it's
Bridge.
called. So you go to Tanner's Bridge. As you're about halfway there, you hear dogs barking from inside one of the buildings, and they're barking and they're vicious. Are you going to respond, or are you just going to walk past, or?
Demons. All I hear are demons.
I mean, it should be fine. I mean, we've killed the big demons before.
Yeah. And I'll just walk really, fast walk past.
Yeah.
that confident. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, but let's make this quick.
Flips would start trotting along faster as well.
So you go over the Tanner's Bridge, and you essentially go cross country after you get off Tanner's Bridge. You follow the shoreline for a while, but after a little bit, it's just the bushes and the nettles get a bit too much, and you don't know you're going to be able to reach the spot in which you're trying to get to.
I don't think I think I can get through difficult terrain.
You can.
Yep.
Could
Nature's
run
bonds.
it all away.
I think that's the right one. Oh no, it's wrong.
I
Nature's
know what it
sense?
is. I know
Okay,
it-
Woodland Stride.
Woodland Stride is what it is, yeah. The other suggestion just came through is we can burn it all away.
Just let me have a check first. Let me go up a little bit.
Yep.
I'll just
Fine.
I'm
watch
not as
me
strong.
druid, and I'll get
Ooh.
through.
As you move, you start moving your way through all the nettles and the bushes, and it's a thick area here where it's not easy to get through. But with your experience as a druid, you get through and you make it to that same little. It's just almost a lookout, which just seems to be a perfect place to watch the mill itself.
Yes. That's
What's the
clear.
plan?
So it's clear, I go through and it's, I'm looking for signs, just maybe a ripped piece of fabric or something like that. Just like a clue,
Okay, yeah.
if it was a TV show, a big clue.
A journal
look.
with someone's plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A written confession.
A wallet, an
would be
ID,
great. Yeah.
a
I
name
can-
tag.
Yeah.
Oh, look, somebody dropped me name tag.
Yeah, totally not going to happen. Can I get a perception or investigation? Spot hidden. Still doing. Spot hidden was Call of Cthulhu.
Okay, that's great because I'm looking and I can't find
So,
it.
where's spot hidden?
Where is
Library
it?
use,
Why don't I
please.
have it? I'll
Should've
use
called for sanity.
survival or perception.
No, this is not survival. This is perception.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have called for the sanity roll about the blood in the mill.
Oh, I rolled. Okay.
Just spinning on it.
We're used to blood, though.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was really weird. At 25, while you don't find any clues here, it is quite obvious that over the course of probably several nights, someone has been here.
Okay. So just a okay.
Yeah, it's a recon, as you exactly what you're thinking.
All right. This is I haven't found any obvious clues, but this has definitely been a recon point for the last few nights. But there's nothing else really. Maybe I could talk to an animal. Do I have that? I'm sure I have that.
I don't know. Do you have that spell?
I don't have it learned, no. I thought it's something I could do. Sylvan. That's a language. That's not a thing.
Well, you seem to have come to a dead end with this with this part of the investigation.
Yes. All right. Well, what have we learned?
Freaky water people did it.
Yes.
We're
Can we collect
a
on that,
bit
though?
sure that it wasn't Jabba.
Yeah. I thought it might have been. But now I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Jabba doesn't like water.
No. Jabba
And they're not-
doesn't, so
And they're not freakishly strong.
no.
And
No.
I suspect we'd see more bite marks in the bodies as well.
I mean, that's a good point.
Less legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
I
so
conclude it wasn't Jeff.
most likely it was not Jabba.
No.
I should also mention that the little star carved onto the guy's chest is the same symbol that's on your crown and amulet, Screech.
I just kind of grabbed the amulet.
I'm not letting you touch this
I'm
one.
not. I'm not going to take it. It's the same symbol, so we might be dealing with similar stuff as the Barghest thing.
Oh, no.
If
No.
only there was some sort of place where humans compiled information.
Yeah, but I don't think humans are really intelligent enough for that.
Yeah.
I think
It's probably
that's-
just crazy talk.
I think
Yeah.
that's called a library.
Library?
Do you think that could help us? I don't want to really
Well,
talk about the forbidden thing, but
don't
he's
let Jabba near one, and we might be able to learn stuff.
all right. All right. Maybe that could be something we could follow. Well, we know it was some sort of swimmy, strong, human-y thing.
Yeah, maybe there's some sort of information about fish humans.
Yes. Sea humans and super strong sea humans, and maybe something about this strange symbol.
Yeah, maybe. It
Yeah.
the symbol is this. I mean, my crown, my thing.
It's called a Sahedron rune.
A what?
A Sahedron rune.
Yes.
What does
Yeah.
that mean?
It's what the symbol's called.
The star.
What
But-
has some significance, but I need to speak to some weird sage to understand.
Also,
Let's
did-
go find a nerd.
was that ring that I got? Did that have the star on it too,
I think
or was
it
that
was
just the
the
ring,
amulet.
the normal ring?
I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember the
wasn't-
ring.
Yeah.
The amulet
The
and the
force-
crown.
Yeah, the
Where-
shield ring basically. So I wasn't sure if it
Where was
did
the
too,
ring
'cause
from?
We found it from that one place.
Yeah, I need to know a room.
Uh,
Like
It's
that
not all
one place.
numbered for us.
That one place was big.
I mean, it doesn't say.
Thanks. That makes things so
I
much
mean,
easier.
it doesn't.
Hmm.
I guess. I mean, I don't
Ring of-
see anything that
the ring of-
says.
Yeah, I got it. Ring of Force.
Yeah. I'm guessing it doesn't, but I kind of wanted to make sure. I guess.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember, then I thought maybe we
Yeah.
better make sure.
Also, I don't think I rolled health for level up.
Yeah, that might be useful.
What level up?
Yeah, you leveled up, by the way.
Last one.
To 6?
No.
No, that's
Fifth.
good because I'm at 5.
I think because we leveled up last episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the time before that, and the rest of us rolled health, and he wasn't here last time, so he
Yeah.
didn't get
Oh,
to roll health.
okay.
I'm just scrolling
Yeah.
through, and it's like there was too much combat last episode to find that because, yeah, I know. I can. The furthest I can go up has initiative. Further combat is like, no, can't go. So can I get a hit dice, please?
Yeah, I have rolled it. I did roll it. I got a 6.
It does
Oh,
not
4
come
plus
through.
2. Then I'll roll it again.
It's gonna be a 1, isn't it?
It was a 2.
Not come through.
We still can't see that.
Yeah.
These are the rolls which we do need to witness. We allowed for criticals.
Wait,
There we
this
go.
one
Oh,
is
no.
showing. Oh, 3.
When it finally came through.
I mean, it's better than the 2.
You can watch back to show that we're not seeing that until that one. And yes, I just marked this to clip this for later.
It's
Fine, roll 20.
Yeah.
I feel like roll 20 did that to me on purpose.
I mean, it probably did.
It,
Knowing your luck.
a couple of weeks ago, when we had a lot more of these issues, there was criticals that we were like, yeah, we had people screenshotting and posting it on Discord to go, it was a damn critical.
I swear I'm not lying.
Yeah. Actually, one of them was a 43 damage critical spell, and the creature had 42 damage, 42 health max,
Whoa.
and was so took the creature down from max to nothing in one shot. I'm like, yep, okay. But anyway, where are you heading? What is the plan, so to speak?
Find this library.
Yeah. The House of Blasphemy.
Yeah. We're willing to give you a chance on this,
So,
Flibs.
yep.
It will be okay to read a book or two.
What if we die?
It won't kill you. I have read many books.
Maybe you're a freak too.
I mean, I know I'm a freak, but reading books doesn't kill me.
But what if it kills us?
It
Maybe it
most
just
likely
doesn't kill
won't,
you.
Unless you're reading a magic book, maybe.
If I die because I read a book, I'm going to come back and kill you.
I suppose I can try to accept that.
So I think, what the only place you would think would be in a library in the town is a place you've walked past several times. A place with a goblin, like the sign has a goblin on it, reading a book, and the book is upside down. That's the only place you can think that maybe this is a library.
Burn it down.
I think we did try to burn it down once.
Oh, Red's not here now.
It's maybe
Yes, but
mostly
we
Joe
kind
Snatch.
of
I think Jank used like Spark.
Yeah, I
Try to
cast
set a book
Spark now.
Yeah.
So is that where you're heading?
Yeah. Maybe I'll wait outside.
we need to look at these books, I
For
guess. so
deniability,
maybe
or-
we could burn
Yeah.
it down later.
Yes.
Across is actually a bakery across the street.
Maybe I should. Yes, humans love sweets. Maybe if I keep sweets, I can tame more humans that way.
Grab a book, some jam, and 2 slices of bread.
So what was the other treat we learned pre-show? The dog food. The Sorry,
My
hush,
18-year-old?
Uh,
Yeah,
no,
hush
hush
puppies.
it's not a shoe apparently. It's a little dough ball.
Definitely a shoe,
Totally
but
a shoe.
also edible food.
It's fried dough.
Yeah. Anyway, we learned a lot pre-show about culinary stuff, and about not the right names for things.
It is the right name.
Anyway, so as Jank goes to Sandpoint Savouries, the others, in this case, Flibs and Screech, head on into the Curious Goblin. With the sign outside the shop, a wide-eyed goblin reading an upside-down book, nearly as tall as him. Inside the bookshop, this bookshop is a testament to one man's obsession with the printed word. The owner, Chast Hallidan, has maintained his love affair of books for nearly 70 years and shows no sign of giving up anytime soon. His store is surprisingly complete, and with almost all of his wares are far too pricey for any of the locals to actually shop here. Hence, there's no one actually in here except for you both. As you walk in and start looking around the shelves, what are you looking for?
Libs would be looking for books with any mention of the Sahedron rune.
Okay.
Peach is just looking around nervously and will probably just grab a book at random very shakily.
Can I get a sleight of hand, please? As the books seem to be stacked quite almost precariously above, like on top of each other. Quite tall.
Sleight of...
Think a hoarding, like a house of a hoarder where everything's stacked to the roof and you've got like thin corridors. This is the bookshop.
19.
So you slide a book out and the stack above it just drops into place like a Jenga and doesn't move. Wobbles a little bit but doesn't move. This is why books are deadly.
I'm gonna die.
And you open a book, and I'll ask our non-book person here, Kiwi. What do you think the book should be on?
Oh. Oof. What should the book be on?
What do you think? Random book subject.
Raccoons, clearly.
Raccoons and nature life.
Yeah. Why
Mr.
raccoons
Bitey?
are the best. Yeah.
Like, I imagine there might be like an illustration of a raccoon. I'm like,
Mr. Bitey has a book written about him.
It's a children's book, yes. Of the overly friendly raccoon.
if you give a raccoon, like, if you give a raccoon,
Anything, they're going to be overly friendly. Yeah.
basically, like, if you give a mouse a cookie types the book.
If you give a raccoon a garbage bag.
Yeah, if you give a raccoon a garbage bag.
So you've got something to at least try to read, because you don't really read. And can I get a sanity check, please? No? Okay. Flibs.
There's no sanity checks.
That means that you automatically fail. You go insane.
It was a sister book to If You Give a Raccoon a Garbage Bag. If you give a raccoon a Cthulhu.
Flibs, are you searching, or are you going to try to find the owner to try to ask? You think searching is going to be almost a lost cause, or going to take half your day here?
I would ask the owner then.
Hey,
So-
wrinkly man. Do you have any books on the Sage and Rune?
The wrinkly man, as you put it, says, "You, short person, what are you doing in here?" Guards! Guards! And just
I'm
starts
looking
yelling
for a
guards.
book.
He pulls his old cane out and starts swiping your general direction as the book starts swaying as he's missed several times and he's hit the books.
I wish I was here. to
Please
do
calm
this.
down. I'm looking for a book.
We don't have books for you. Get out of here. Guards! Guards!
Screech, help.
If
Stop
you
looking at the book.
give a raccoon a garbage bag.
What are you doing? You're reading.
What?
I'm not here.
Listen, the old man is calling for the gods. What should I say?
You could kill him, I suppose.
I'm not going to kill him.
I mean, we might get in trouble for that. Red did say not doing that, but tell him we're the town heroes.
Guards!
We're the town heroes, wrinkly man.
Guards! Get out of here! Guards!
We're just trying to find something out.
Jang, from across the street, you hear the calling out of guards from inside the shop.
Huh.
I'm still
sounds
holding
like
that
there's fun.
book.
We're missing
Now-
out in the front, buddy.
Now, I'll just go.
Uh.
Now, you listen here. We practically run this town because we saved this place.
I'm just going to point out
We're
where
the
you
reason your book place is still not burnt to a crisp. Do you know what would have happened if those goblins had taken over? All these books would be gone. They'd be ash.
are. I just want to point out where you are. So 22 is where you are for the curious goblin.
Yeah.
Across from that is the bakery.
Yeah.
Up here, above, is the guards and the council.
Yeah.
You're not that far.
Hmm.
Just wanted to point that out.
Okay. Let's go, buddy. There's trouble. and I've got spark going.
I just want to see what 27 is, because that's a big building too. And while you don't know what it is, right below you seems to be quite a serious institution. One of the largest of the buildings in town.
Yeah, it's nothing
Ow.
important. I'm sure.
So, even though we saved all your books, you still want us out?
He lifts the thing of the counter to move out, and he just starts swinging and swiping his cane around.
You ungrateful human!
And he starts moving through the, essentially through the small thin corridors of where you are, and swiping. And unless you move back, he's going to be swiping at you.
Start stepping back.
Hope Sophia as well.
So he essentially herds you.
Fine. I'll scurry out, and I'm still holding that book.
Listen, we were hired by the gods, you idiot.
Exactly. Guards! Guards!
We
Thief!
practically are the guards.
And now calling out thief, guards. Now you've got this massive book in your hands on raccoons. Well, it's actually, no, it'll be a kid's book, so it'll be small. It'll be big, but thin.
I'll just. I imagine. Do I have like a piece of copper?
I don't know.
I
You
know
probably
I
got
have
coin.
silver. Yeah. Additional. Gold piece. Well, I don't have any copper pieces. I have a bunch of gold, and I have a bit of silver.
Are you going
I'm not
dropping
going to throw
or-
gold at him. No, I'm not going to throw gold at him.
Never.
Oh. So I'll grab a few silver pieces, like a couple, and throw them at him.
And he's calling out, guards, assault. She threw that thing threw something at me. Using weapons, guards. And then the people from the bakery are watching this as well. And he's like, you saw them. They attacked me, guards.
I gave you money, you idiot. You're what? How is it you haven't been kicked out? You're certainly one of the lowest intelligent humans in this place.
And as you're outside now, yelling this back in, and the coins hit him, but like landed just inside the door, and suddenly the door, like, he slams the door, and he puts the sign across to say he's closed. And now there's a few people looking on, going, "What just happened?" Like.
Racist!
Call him now.
Ungrateful! We risked our lives to save his books, and this is how he treats us. It's so hurtful.
Okay. Acting, please. Performance check, please.
End scene.
I know.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
going to do something else before the end scene.
Oh.
Performance.
Eight.
16.
Okay. So, and as you're starting to get the crowd on your side, Mr. Bitey is like pulling at your sleeve and at your clothing, and like nudging you to look up this into the street, where you can see a patrol of guards running down towards you. And there we're ending the scene. We'll have
We've all
a
got our sashes on, don't we? They should know.
Yeah.
We're all right.
we'll have a quick break, and we'll have a little bit of a break for ourselves and get some drink and get ready for the second half. Yes, the screenshot of and the clipping of the 6 hit dice instead of the 3. You can have the 6 instead of 3. Honestly, like we're not getting it. We don't see these things.
Yeah.
Some of the dice rolls are not coming through. Roll20 is looking into it. I think it may have something to do with the. Well, I actually have no idea what to do with it. So we'll have a quick break. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching, and we will be back. We'll be playing probably a couple of ads during the ad break because it does help out the channel. It doesn't just help out the channel financially. There's a new strange system where when people join the channel for the first time, you'd usually have an ad. But if we run an ad in our ad break, or several ads in our break, we can store up time where people don't get that as they come in. So they can just jump straight into the channel, which is a good thing, but it does mean we're going to be running a few ads. So I'm sorry about that. That's how we're going to try to do some things with Twitch. If you're watching YouTube, you won't see any of that. Don't worry. Just ignore what I'm saying. Just skip to the next section. But that's it. Thank you, everyone. We'll be right back. So we'll see just where this is going to go, maybe.
This is going to go
It'll be
well.
fine.
Totally
fine.
fine. Yeah.
I perceive no problems.
Yeah. Okay. Be right back. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you for putting up with our ads and putting up with our bits and pieces. We're just trying to experiment with the new disabling pre-roll ad things that Twitch is now doing it. We're not trying to fish for ad revenue. They're suggesting running a 30-second ad every 10 minutes. I'm like, that's not going to work in this channel. So when we do take a break, we'll put a few ads in there to try to get a little bit of a buffer so when people come in, they don't have that pre-roll. Because it can be a bit of a when you're trying to join and check out a stream. And generally those ads don't come, like the ad revenue doesn't come to the channel, but apparently doing it this way, the ad revenue, as little as it's going to be, will actually come to the channel. So we'll see how it goes. So we'll go to everybody now. A few people are still eating, but that's okay. That's normal. It's okay. Eating is good, especially when you haven't eaten all day. And
I was busy.
Yeah, Halloween candy is not eating. That's not good. No. So we'll open a scene. We'll reopen our scene. Back with the let's say we'll reopen our scene in the guardhouse with the sheriff sitting across from you, and there's a table. Then there's three of you on the other side, and he doesn't look as happy to see you as you would expect. Maybe because the guards were just called on you, but who knows? That could be speculation. He asks you, so what have you found out this morning? What have you been up to? Haven't been wasting your time, I hope.
Screech is just
Well, well, we found out the reason why the girl was killed, most likely. She had a note with her, stuffed in a sock, telling her to come meet the man, Banny, whatever his name is. And my assumption is she had come across the scene of him being murdered and shown across the wall, grabbed the axe that was on the wall beside her, and tried to attack the killer, proceeding to have her be pushed onto the mill's saw.
So she was killed by accident?
Killed so there wouldn't be witnesses.
Interesting.
That is my assumption.
And you have any proof of this?
Well, it's all circumstantial, I suppose.
Interesting.
Yeah. Though I do know what the mark that was carved onto his chest was, and that is why we went to the Curious Goblin place. It is called the Sahedron Room.
Why would you go to the Curious Goblin?
Because there are books there, and I wanted to see if he had any relevant books.
Isn't it a library?
No. That's it. The Curious Goblin, that's one person's book collection, which he will never sell any books. I don't think anyone has ever sold books or bought books from him. He just likes to show off the fact that he has all those books. If you're looking for information, though, you could go to the Sage.
Yes, that was what I was wanting to go to do.
Well, the town does have a Sage.
Then we should probably go there.
Brodurk, really? That's his name? Oh my god. I know, I'm sorry. Brodurk Quink. Brodurk Quink. I'm going to put it down in the so you can see. That's a
Roger
name.
Quinn.
Is the town sage. He came here. He's been here for several years. Knows a bit about. He says he knows about the old part of the town. He came in to investigate the light.
Light.
Yes, the most people just call it the light. At the end of the beach.
There's a light at the end of the beach.
The old light. Some people. Coastal towns have a light to tell travelers or ships to stay clear of the cliffs and things like that. But the old light is just ruins these days. But he's been studying that.
Why would he want to study a light?
He's got this notion that it wasn't just a light; it was more of a weapon, an ancient, powerful weapon to fend off against sea monsters or raiders.
Is he a little bit,
Crazy, yeah.
Mm.
But he'll probably help you. He'll help you more than you'll get more help from him than you will at the Curious Goblin. That's for sure.
Well, nobody told us.
Well, I guess you're new to town, as a matter of speaking. At least the town itself, not the area. I thought when you were brought in here that you were asking for to speak with the girl's father, or even the witness, the other manager of the mill. But when I heard that you were kicked out of the Curious Goblin, well, at least no one's harmed.
Well, we'll work on them later, maybe.
Oh, also, we figured out that the killer came from the other side of the pond river. They literally walked across the bank.
They
Yeah,
walked across
like-
the bank. They didn't swim.
No,
They must know how to hold their breath very well.
yeah,
And
like
then they climbed up to the second-story window.
and they were barefoot,
So
which
maybe,
is kind of odd for you humans.
well, that may have been to help with the climbing. Maybe a thief. Maybe a burglar.
They had to have
There's
been
nothing that we
rather
knew that was
strong.
missing.
Was anything really stolen?
Nothing was stolen that we knew of.
I mean, we didn't really notice anything either, but we don't know what, like, either of them could have, if they had any valuables, but they didn't look like nobles or anything.
Perhaps I've spoken to Ebor Thorn, and I haven't been able to get anything out of him. Perhaps you would like to speak to him and see if you can get something out of him. Just,
Yes.
I would say, take a more soft approach. He's seen enough today. If you'd like to speak to him, he's down in the cells.
Why is he down there?
Well, he is the other owner of the mill, or the other manager of the mill, and, well, we don't know who's responsible, and we don't know if he's got any connection with the other murders. So,
That's fair.
yeah. Also, if you want to speak to the girl's father, Ven is in the cells as well. While not necessarily a suspect as such, he didn't treat the news well, and he kind of like moves his body in a way as if he's been hit. You can't see the bruises, but his body's like in pain, as if he's been assaulted.
Well,
And of course there's the other murders as well. The bodies of the other victims are on the slab in the basement.
what should we do first then, guys?
Well, it would be smart to inquire about the man. So we should maybe talk to Thorn person. Whatever his name is.
Eobar. Ebar. Ibor.
Sure, Iron Bar.
I wrote it down, but I'm like reading it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ebor. Yeah, let's go to a human. Maybe he can speak Goblin. That would be great.
Also, I'm just gonna add a raccoon book in my inventory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You can add that one. If I was thinking quick enough on my feet, it would be a children's book, and on the front cover it would say, "Do not open this book." So my favourite children's book. It's awesome. You have to read it to find out why. There's 3 of them too. So you head to the cells, and while you're not like into the cell, you are able to speak to Ebor, who he seems like he's been through a lot. He's just sitting at the other side, at the other end of the cell, on the bed which they have there, and he looks like he's lost. He looks like he's gone through a lot. And what would you like to ask him? How are you going to approach this?
Oh, do you speak Goblin?
There's no real response.
Obviously.
Typical human.
Savage. I can't. Somebody who can speak this stupid language, talk to him.
Thorn person, we would like to ask about the recent incident.
My partner, my manager, he died. I'm like, did you see that? There's blood everywhere.
Yes.
And they did that to his body. They took his face. Why would someone take his face?
Just a crazed person would do that. But do you know if Banny had any strange dealings? Is my first question.
He says, I don't know. Like, we manage the wood. Like, everything's above board. Like, everything's okay.
Do you know of any possible reason why he would have been targeted?
No, not at all. No. And can I get a sense motive for that one?
Yep. Can certainly
like-
try. Oh, not bad.
He seems above board. He seems not to really. Others can check, even if they're not.
Maybe bite him, smell him.
I don't know.
Smell
Can you
like
do
he's
can you do
lying.
a smell like lying? I don't know.
Oops.
No,
No,
you can't smell he's lying.
just in case he smelled him before.
Oh, smell is in seeing if he's
Like,
the bad
yeah.
smell. No, he's not.
Yeah.
Actually, no. With a 1, yes, he's totally the bad smell. With a 1, he
All
is
right,
totally
he did it.
smells like the same person.
We've caught him.
Ursula, would you like to do a sense motive, please?
Yeah, sure.
As he was asked directly, does this person know any reason why, or if the other person had any underhanded dealings?
Sense motive.
Yep.
More than me.
And I have no ranks in that one, so
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
So, you think there's maybe something he's hiding, but you're not really sure. Like he seemed to have stumbled just a little bit when entering. Like he did say no, but like there was a little bit of a pause.
He's hiding something.
I'm saying this in Goblin.
Okay, I was going to say you're so subtle. He's, in Goblin, you say he's hiding something. Okay.
Yeah. He's hiding something.
All right. If he's hiding something, should we beat it out of him?
No.
Aw. Why not? I mean, I guess the humans might not
Will you
like
just
it, but if
nibble
it
on
turns
him?
out he is the murderer, would they be okay with that?
He doesn't need all his fingers.
To operate
mean,
a sawmill.
Yeah, I mean, he
Oh, he doesn't have
there's
all
that
his
big
fingers.
saw. I guess something happened.
Yeah. I'll make like soaring motions.
You see him tear up as you see, like he sees you doing like the sawing motions, and he just tears up, and then he just vomits, like spontaneous vomits, as the image of the girl and the saw, and he just in his soul he just vomits up.
That's an odd
Humans be
reaction.
vomiting.
Do you think, well, maybe he was trying to be mates with that girl too. It's so he was jealous and they killed him. I've heard humans do this. I think
This is
it's called a mating triangle.
That does bring up another point, though. Do you know of any relations between the man and the girl?
Do a persuasion.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it's you. It's not Esme. It's not with Screech. No, it's you because you're doing the talking mainly. You're asking the questions.
Let's see. Where is persuasion?
Thankfully, he doesn't know
Bottom
Goblin,
of the
so
second
you have been speaking
middle one.
secretly.
Bottom.
And there's modifiers to this as well.
Well, you know how there's the basic acrobatics and praise and all that, and then it's the like stuff in the middle. It's at the bottom of the middle one.
Bottom of.
It may be turned off.
Yeah, I do not seem to see it.
Yeah, it may be turned off. Some things I've turned off if people didn't have it, but
You're just that bad at persuasion.
no, could have.
You
been better.
have no concept of how to persuade.
Oh god,
The
I know why I've turned it off too.
bard is dragging on you. That's not good.
Yeah, maybe it's because of how low my charisma is.
Yeah, that's why I turned it off. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you dumped charisma, didn't
I
you?
dumped charisma.
So did I. Mine's 5. I still have it, I think. Oh no, I don't.
There's perform. Is that persuasion? No.
There is persuade. There's Oh, wait. Is persuasion not there?
It's not there.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got intimidate.
Oh yeah.
Diplomacy?
Diplomacy.
Yeah, I
Yes,
guess
that
that's
would
it.
be
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
Well, there we go.
It's about the same.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
got a nat 20.
Wow, a nat 20
Or a net 17.
for 17. So he breaks down in tears and is like, look, I knew he was keeping it secret, but I knew about it. It's been going on for months now. Him and that young girl, and he seems to look down the cells, but for him there's like a cell wall. He seems to look down, like to the side, to indicate like just, and he lowers his voice like, he's married, but like he's been having an affair with that girl. I never liked her. That entire family. And as he's saying it, he's dropping his voice even further. It's like that entire family, like both those girls, they're money grubbers. They just they sell their bodies to try to. And he's talking about exactly what, like, as a gold digger, as a Screech. Exactly.
Let's reach.
Screech.
Well, they're doing an awful bad job of that, apparently.
Well,
Taking notes.
if they ended up in a sawmill, yeah, that's where Screech is going to end.
So, you didn't want to mate with her, and you guys weren't in a mating triangle then.
I said, shh, keep it down. Keep it.
You were not in a mating triangle that I heard you humans get into.
No mating triangle. No.
I mean, that's good.
Her father's just down, and he's pointing further down the hall.
He's gonna find out anyways.
He has found out. That's why he beat up that's why he assaulted the captain. It took 5 men to drag him in here.
Well, did he find out about the other one then, too?
What other ones?
You said that his other daughter is like that, too.
Oh, his other daughter. Oh, God, she's the younger one. She's growing up just like her older sister.
Did they tell him about her, too?
What,
Because while he's in a cell, this might be the time to tell him.
I'm not... I have to do business with the man. I'm not
I mean, he's
telling you.
gonna find out eventually.
I'm not telling you.
Well, you don't have to tell him. I'm just saying that while he's in a cell, apparently his reaction to hear about one daughter being like that, I mean, perhaps it'd be a good idea to tell him that the other one is just like that. Well, he's contained.
I am... No. The guards that took him down there, 3 are now off. 3 had to be helped out of here. They're being taken care of.
Can't be that threatening.
He's a big man. He's scary. and this is coming from someone that works in a lumber mill, physical labor. He's big in himself. Like, this is someone that is quite large. And like, even though, as I said, he's been crying, he's just from, and he's saying someone else is a big man and scary.
Do you know who our leader is?
I don't know who you are.
Well, he thinks he's in charge anyway. The bigger goblin.
I've
he
heard
can
of
get
the
bigger.
goblins. Yeah.
He can get bigger, and he can be a little bit intimidating and ragey at times. Surely he's not that bad. Do you think maybe it might be best to put him down then? He's clearly rabid.
As you hint on that, Can I get an intimidate check, please? Because you say it's nonchalant.
But you're wearing a
Intimidate.
mop on your feet.
Yeah. You're wearing a mop on your face, but you're saying you're like putting down as a very nonchalant. So it's like,
13.
how do you have minus to your charisma? Oh,
I don't know.
No, it's minus to intimidate because of your size. That's right.
Ah.
There it is. Yes. That's it. So, look, I don't want you to put anyone down, and I wasn't totally truthful before.
Yeah, I know.
Benny, he was cooking the books. He was skimming off the top. The own, I don't think the owners knew, but he was skimming off the top.
The rabid guy or the dead guy?
Benny, the other manager, the night manager,
Okay.
Weren't the other 3 victims
without the
con
face.
artists?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. All you humans have. There's so many names going around here.
Weren't-
So many long names.
weren't
It gets a
the
little
other-
confusing at times. It doesn't
What?
help that you all look the same.
Weren't the other 3 victims con artists?
He doesn't know. What are the victims?
Well, yeah, I'm asking that to the others. The party.
Oh, to the party. Yes.
They're dead.
I assume you're
Yes.
translating.
But if the other 3 victims dealt with messing with money, and this Banny man messed with money, there might be a theme going on here.
They're bad at stealing money?
I'll just talk about it with the gods.
Should we? There was a sister. Is that right?
She might know more too. We can try talking to her.
Yes. I believe one
Also,
time a human in the tavern tried to mate with me, but she would not give me her tears. Do you recall?
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps she is
Yeah.
the sister.
Or she's the dead one.
Yes.
And that's that familiarity. So
Oh.
you think that may be the girl.
Yeah, didn't realize at the time what she was
No.
about because
No, as in
humans are
that
strange.
may be the dead girl.
Oh, right. Yes, I recognize that corpse. She was the one who would give me no tears.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps she wanted me to visit her basement, or she had a problem. Perhaps we should visit her sister.
Yeah.
Can we get the name of this crying lumberjack man? I attempt to taste his tears too. While he's
Should
crying.
we check on the father and see if, keep note if he's very rabid?
He sounds big. I
There's
think
a
that's more of a
bars.
red job.
true.
Just
Red
down the
gets
hall.
big too.
Because she kind of stopped and started speaking Goblin, and you stopped kind of a moment where I need to keep going for a little bit. So as you're talking Goblin, and Ebor is talking about the skimming money off the top. He says that the Scarnets, the noble family that owns the lumber mill, have a reputation for being ruthless. I mean, I know that there's rumors for them. There's rumors for they're responsible for burning some of the other grain mills in the region, and after all, Ebo and I wouldn't put it above the Skynets to hire someone to kill Harker if they found out he was embezzling money. They're very ruthless.
Screech is just gonna point her finger at Flips. I told you! It's a lord!
Maybe. But you were saying it was the mayor.
Well,
They were working together.
yes. All lords are connected. If one lord does something, if murders somebody, then all the other lords know about it. It probably helps somehow. That's what the rich do.
This is getting
I'm
too
not
real.
exactly sure of that, but sure. So we can either go talk to that lady's scary father, go to the man with the weird name, Quink, whatever.
Quink. Quirk? Quink.
Bodrick.
Yeah. What a
Or we
name.
can go ask the gods some more things.
There's also, you're told the 3 bodies of the first murders
Yeah, that's
And-
what I was forgetting.
are also here.
That's what I was forgetting.
Or we could go look at the bodies, which I am interested.
Yes, I am hungry.
Not eating them, looking at them.
And then he's actually like just down the hall in another cell.
Mm.
So the scary man is just down the hall.
Screech will kind of sneak down there, like, and peek.
So you sneak down the hall. Can I get a sneak roll, please?
Stealth.
Wow.
35.
Yeah, I was going to say 19. Nice. It's like, no, that's 35. Wow.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So you sneak down there. and
I
you
have a
look in the
20
room.
dex now.
Oh,
In
wow.
in the room, you see a man, a large hulk of a man. He's got blood on him. There's blood on his shirt and on his clothing. There's blood in the room as well. And he doesn't seem to notice you as you just put your head around the corner and
Hmm. Don't get caught.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that wants to be an ass and kinda hide behind the corner and say,
Both of your daughters are bad at money grubbing.
is that what you're saying?
I kind of want to, yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Then say what you're going to say. Like you have the scene. You have the scene. Describe the scene.
I just thought it would be good to tell you while you're in here, but it turns out both of your daughters, one was were, but now one is are bad at are money grabbers, but they're bad at it.
Okay. And you're saying this from behind the corner?
Yes.
Okay. So you hear, and you have to start running as soon as you hear this. There's this massive yell. You think everyone in the building will hear this. This scream. And as you're running down the corridor and the others are looking at you, running towards them, you hear the rattle of the bars. And the others can see these hands hold the bars and start moving them and whatnot. And as you're running off, you can't see, you're not looking behind you, but Flibs and Jank, you can see down the end of the corridor a head stick out from the bars, screaming and yelling. And you don't think the bars are big enough to allow that. And you think they're a lot closer together. And then the person turning to you, turning to the group, and you see just abject hatred over the man's body, over the man's eyes and face, and he just yells, you're the one that was sleeping with my daughter. And you can see now that the hands are moving and the bars are moving as well, because you're seeing from along the line, you can see the bars start moving forward under the.
Holy crap!
I told you he was rabid!
What did you say?
I just thought it might be better to tell him now while he was contained.
It's like Red having a potion.
Oh, this is worse, I think.
And as you quickly, all of you run out of the cell block area.
I didn't do it!
I'll leave the loot.
As guards are coming the other way towards the cell block area. Yeah.
Well, that happened.
Yep, that happened.
Why, Screech? Why?
Well, I thought he's going to find out about the other daughter. Let's face it.
Yes, but you should have let him find out about it when he wasn't close enough to try and kill us.
I didn't think he could bend those bars.
He actually said that one of you was sleeping with his daughter.
They don't sound very rich to me. So I wouldn't.
Jank?
Well, I thought it was you. What? Oh.
He said one of you was sleeping with his daughter.
I thought you didn't go with her, Jank.
No, what? A human? That's disgusting.
I know, but, if they're rich enough,
it
could be worth it.
I'm judging you, but I wouldn't want to,
I didn't touch these bad money grubbers. They're not rich enough.
At
Not like the
least
jeweler.
offer me some tears. I need a drink first.
Flips?
I was stuck in a cell for weeks.
We don't know what you got up to before we found you. Before you got put in there.
When a female's on heat, they'll do anything. Gotta be careful, Flips. I've observed this in raccoons. Surely it applies to humans.
Break flips!
Now we just need Jabba.
Anyway.
So as the guards run in, you hurry out of the cell block area. You also hear what seems to be a fight break out as you leave that area. Do you go to the slab of the other victims, or do you go elsewhere?
Flibs wants to go to the slab.
Okay.
I'll follow Flips.
Yeah.
So the first murders. So all three men lie lie on a slate, lie in state on a cool basement room, essentially autopsy tables, but they're full bodies, they're not really pulled apart. While down there, you have a guard member attending to you while you're down there, because they explain that it's not usually allowed to have others here. And so there's 3 bodies on the slabs.
Where were these guys killed again?
So they were killed in a barn, in an old barn, a little bit out of town.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's not a sawmill, so apparently the place doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Did they work at any particular place?
Who are you asking? The guard?
Yeah, I guess.
The guardsman's like, they used to come into town and, well, the sheriff ran them out of town. We couldn't really convict them for anything, but we knew that they were up to no good. They were scamming some of the citizens, and while convicting them or imprisoning them could have been hard, we found it easier just to have them run out of town and told not to come back. And we haven't seen them for a while now.
Did they scam any nobles?
We don't really have many nobles in town, but I don't think so. Like, the only real nobles in town are the Skinettis, and I don't think that they really deal with people like them. Mortwell, Husk, and Tay, but not really. They were more aiming towards the more common folk.
These nobles, they own the lumber mill.
Yes.
Do they own anything else?
They own a few places in town, but the lumber mill is certainly their main business, their main income. And because the lumber is quite important for everything else in town, in the area, they tend to hold it over others. Although you didn't hear that from me.
Is it known whether or not the barn was on any property that they own?
It was an abandoned property. It was just an old barn that was abandoned years ago.
Do you know if they did something that they might not have liked to one of their businesses? Besides the mill?
If they're conmen, got no idea what they've done.
We found out from Mr. Thorne that Banny was taking money off the top. So I have a hunch that the murders have something to do with money.
Don't all human murders have something to do with money?
That or love.
Yeah, the mating. That's why I brought up the mating triangle.
Yeah.
And mating triangles have something to do with money?
Well, it's either that, it's either money or mating. That's what humans kill for.
Okay.
I mean, the money makes sense. Not the mating, but the money makes sense.
We should probably look these bodies over for any similar marks as to the ones on Banny.
Well, the marking's quite obvious, and the guardsman walks over and shows you. All 3 have the faces removed and jaws removed. That star carved into their chest.
Can body smell the bad smell?
Do a perception, please.
Yes. roll good. That's good.
Wow, 25. Not really. Although there's
Okay.
been a few days. Like this
Yep.
has happened like 2 days ago. So if there was
These humans are
something,
ripe
maybe.
for eating.
Hmm.
Okay. Bitey can't smell the bad smell.
The guard does say that the fourth person with them, Greyest, he was mad, just foaming at the mouth. Even we knocked him out, or the patrols knocked him out, and they gave him over to the care of the sanitarium. So Aaron Habe is taking care of him now.
Was anything found, on them?
Only the note that was found on them, and just normal
Yes.
possessions.
Hmm.
The note shows that they were led there to be killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Something
So
about
that
a deal.
one was a setup. That one was a setup. But this one was he was being watched.
Yes.
Hmm.
And the note that was on him looked as if it was written from almost his perspective, but not by his head.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he's saying there's maybe 2 different murders? These are separate?
I mean-
Possibly.
Maybe
But the symbol,
somebody.
the
well-
star.
It might
What if it's a copy raccoon?
It's possible that there might be multiple murderers working in tandem.
Or it's possible that somebody saw,
Okay.
or knew what happened to these bodies, and then decided to murder this guy and make it look like it was done by the same person.
Well, it's only the guard that know about these. We've kept it very quiet. Or the witness, Grace Sevilla. And he's at as far as we know, he's at the sanitarium.
We need to go ask Quint in person about the symbol. We need to go do that now.
Yeah, we should probably do that next, and then maybe go to the other businesses owned by those lords, and ask if
Maybe.
any of the people work there know about these guys.
Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's actually just the lumber mill.
Okay.
I couldn't be certain at the time, but I'm pretty sure it's just the lumber mill.
Well, we need to go to this Quark guy.
Yes, we do need to go speak to him. So let's go do that.
Okay. So you're confused with all these leads?
It's hard to play like a goblin investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lucky that Flibs is smart.
Basically, you could
Well-
sometimes come to a conclusion that's pretty easy, like maybe we should talk to these people. But then you take that information and you just have to think of it think of it in another way.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, would Jane bother asking about their positions and see if they had any clues, or investigating the crime scene? But probably not.
Not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also-
Screech should be curious what they had on them.
Although
For different
that
reasons.
foul
Yeah.
smell would
Yeah.
not have been picked up by anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, I might be overplaying Bitey's intelligence, but I thought maybe he can be my straight man in this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll open our scene. We'll close the scene here in the guardhouse, and we'll reopen in the scholar's residence. So number 8 on the map, near the light, the old light, is the scholar's residence. Yep, that's the ping. Brodert, Quint. God, why did I have
Weirdo quirk.
There's not even Quirk.
Brodert.
Quirk I could
I know.
deal with.
Quirk sounds less stupid than Quink. Let's be honest.
I'm just gonna call him Brody.
Bob.
Bob.
So Brodert,
Bob Quirk.
Quint, welcomes you in and sits you down, and what can I do for you? You've got you will like information. What can I help you with?
They are currently on a case given to us by the guards. It's confidential, but do you know anything of a Sahedron rune?
I know quite a few things of the Sahedron runes. You see, the Sahedron runes were the symbol of the Thassalan Empire. The Thassalan Empire were the empire that ruled far before this time. Now, most scholars, they believe that the empire fell about 6,000 to 7,000 years ago, but I believe more correctly and say that the fall came around 10,000 years into the past, and that the Sahedron rune was a symbol of the power. It's also a symbol of it was a symbol of rulership. Now, the other thing is, quite uniquely, is that it was also a symbol of the seven different forms of magic, because they were very, very magic-oriented, magic-focused civilization. The rulers were also very, very powerful mages in themselves. And, of course, of the seven different magic schools, I've lost it. Yeah.
I feel like probably Jank and Screech at this point are just starting to eyes are starting to glaze over a bit.
Jank.
Probably.
Mostly because. Oops.
Here we go. The star itself, known as the Sahedron rune, also signifies the seven virtues of rulership, generally agreed upon scholars, of course, to be wealth, fertility, honest pride, abundance, eager striving, righteous anger, and rest. But the seven schools of magic recognized by Thassalan divination magic was not held so high among this ancient civilization. But he also notes that I believe, and I know it's controversial among some of my peers, is that the Thassalan the rulers weren't as noble as my peers believe, and that the virtues became more instead of seven virtues, it became more of a seven sins situation. And I believe that instead of the virtuous beliefs, but they were more greed, lust, pride, gluttony, envy, wrath, and sloth, as they rose from the corruptions.
What? The first three were greedy. The second was lusty.
Was it saying that to the party in Goblin?
So, pride, gluttony. I mean, envy, wrath. I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot wrong with all these.
Yeah, I mean,
Except the first lot.
these are goblin virtues, aren't they?
Now, Screech, your brooch, your pendant, or your necklace, do you wear it openly or not?
I don't think Screech would necessarily be trying to hide it.
Even with all the bits going on?
I mean, that's a good point. But it didn't occur to me to hide it, so it didn't occur to Screech to hide it.
Okay. And so, so Roderick says, and even your friend here is wearing the symbol, the Sahedrin rune, the symbol of
I
rulership
found
and
it.
power.
I mean, I do like the sound of that, but I found it in a weird place.
You found it? The old light? You found it in the old light? Is that where you found it?
No.
Where did you find such a thing?
In
It's
an
rare to find
old-
anything from 10,000 years ago.
in an old dungeon.
6. An old dungeon? Where
Yeah.
is this? Where, like, can you show me it? And
I mean, I don't know if it'd be very safe for you. I mean, we killed a goblin god in there.
a goblin god?
There was a barghest in there. We killed it.
Yeah.
A Barghurst. It was believed that well, I came across some texts to say that the Barghursts were messengers. They were used as messengers by the rulers of this time.
What was the name of the holographic man we saw in there?
Or like
Uh,
spirit man, I mean. A hologram.
I think it was kind of a holograph type of thing.
Yeah,
You don't know the
but
name.
Flibbs wouldn't know the word. hologram.
You
Yeah.
have no idea, and you never knew a name.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wasn't sure if there was a name given or not.
Nope. Never gave
Yeah.
you names for
We
those.
couldn't understand what he was saying. We
No.
just could.
Perhaps someone fluent. Hmm?
Well, Flibbs was able to understand, but I don't. But no
He
name doesn't remember.
I think Flips was able to get a general idea of what was being kind of said, but couldn't understand completely.
It's just little bits.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions you would like to ask, or are you going to divulge where the...
do you
dungeon
know
is?
anything about water people?
Water people is not really my speciality. I don't even know what you mean by water people. People swimming? Is that what you mean? Sailors?
People walking underwater.
Strong human things
Walking...
with a bad smell.
I don't really... Sorry, I can't really help you with that. It's not really a focus of my focus is the Thessalian Empire. And of course, any ruins or artifacts which may be found in such ruins. And is kind of hinting that he really wants to know where the rune is, where that dungeon was.
Yeah. What should we do now?
It's like I might be able to pay for such location if that's what you would need, but a poor scholar like myself can't really pay much.
How many babies?
We don't
I
want
say in
babies,
goblin.
we want
And
gold.
goblins.
I don't have any babies.
Does he understand goblin?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
was kind of wondering if he did. I was kind of wondering if he did, since he knew what a bar guest was.
Yeah. Oh, no. Don't let Red find out. We don't need babies. I joke.
Well, I would hope not, but
Yeah.
of
Unless
course,
you've got one.
Of course, if I was to find a location like you say a dungeon of such significance, I would, of course, need to hire people to protect me for an expedition. Of course.
Maybe we could do that after our case.
Yeah, we do kind of have to take care of this because the guards asked us to.
Yes.
So,
Of
I
course.
only deal with
course.
so many human problems at once.
Yeah.
should we
Besides,
just tell
think-
him what we're doing?
I get he's gonna. I mean, he can understand the speaking now. It's rather odd to find another human who speaks Goblin.
Yes, this is
So,
And most of us find it highly odd to, well, highly rude to speak in a different language in front of other people.
well, he doesn't. How else are we supposed to talk to Jake? He doesn't speak human.
It's
I can
true.
only speak in Sylvan. That's my only other language. I speak in Sylvan. Do you understand Sylvan?
Well, yes.
Maybe this human is all right.
So, our case revolves around a set of murders going on, where there are people getting the Sahedron rune carved into their chest after they've been killed.
Yeah.
That's
Their faces
Happened-
are removed, and as are their lower jaws.
Yeah, it's happened to 4 people now. That's had 3 of them were killed at the same time, and then another 2 people were killed, but the only one person had that carved in their chest.
They've also had notes with them.
Yeah,
so.
Do you know anything of something called the Pack?
I've never heard of anything called the pack. I'm sorry, it's not come. I've never come across in my research. But you're saying a pack of murders, as in like multiple murders, like
Yeah.
the chopper slayings.
Yes.
So the chopper may be back, but with a new
chopper slayings.
the chopper. There was a murderer several years ago. Back when I just when I was just moved to the town. Gruesome killings, and no one really didn't find out who it was, but they just stopped. And quite frankly, there was a massive panic at the time, and everyone was in.
Do you know?
People were leaving the town, but
Do you know if anything like what happened here happened to those victims? Those people?
I don't know. As I said, I was just moved into town, and like everybody else, I was scared. I was on the verge of leaving myself, and I just moved here.
This one is calling themselves the Lordship, which makes sense with the usage of the Sahedron rune.
Well, rulership, yes, but why that rune? It's not a common thing. It's very rare.
Have you heard of any like groups of people or anybody like taking that type of symbol for their own or wanting to bring back these?
I mean,
So,
sure, there's in history, people have reused other people's heraldry. That's a common thing, but the Sahedron rune, we're talking ancient history. I mean, as I said, my fellow scholars, they think it's only 6,000, but 10,000 at least years ago was when the fall of civilization, and they were around for a long time before that. So, I mean, finding anything on this civilization is so rare. That's why I'm here, with the light, the town's old light. Some people just think it was a light for the ships, but no, it was a weapon. I swear, it was made to be a weapon.
So my current idea with the murders going on is the first 3 lured in with their greed. They were promised money and they were killed for it. the second one, the the victim was a lustful man. He was having an affair.
Well, and he was greedy too, because he was skimming off the top.
Oh, yes, but that's not the purpose of the note that was left with him.
I mean,
He was,
yeah.
Broddock says, perhaps I can. Maybe has something to do with you. You're showing that yourself. Maybe this person is known to you, or maybe you know this person, or maybe they're an enemy of yours which you don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Maybe they're only using that symbol to get your attention. You're wearing it openly.
I suppose it's possible, but who knows?
I don't know.
We don't need to get to the bottom of this somehow.
Yeah. I mean, what should we do now?
Perhaps.
I guess we should report back to the guard.
I guess.
Visit the other sister?
Maybe. She might know something.
Maybe she knows where her other sister's been traveling to. We could find clues that way. I don't know how I became so good a detective. I'm sorry.
I mean, I suppose we could try. I mean, maybe she knows where else. Maybe they've met in other places, and she might know where that's at, and we might find something. Like, if he knew of something. I mean, should we maybe visit his house where he lived?
Maybe.
Being a detective for humans is really hard.
Yeah. Sometimes you wish, I mean, why can't they just solve their own problems and I can eat their garbage? Remember those days?
Back in the good old
Yeah,
days.
And thrash treasures.
Yeah, but I have a lot better chance of finding shinies in town than I did on the beach. I mean, hardly any shinies ever showed up.
This is fair. Now you have many more shinies. I've never seen a goblin with so many shinies.
And I will get more, I swear.
Gonna look
Also-
like a rapper soon.
Yeah, like little Screech.
Yeah. Yes.
Totally.
For
We
the
need a dollar
SoundCloud.
sign instead of the S.
Yeah.
I introduce rap.
Yeah.
Also, Jake wouldn't have figured out thought of writing humans.
Yes.
And you're
This is
I
true.
mean,
I
you're
must
working
tell
on you're working on training one even.
Yes, I'm trying. I don't get enough time with my human to train it properly.
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
a bit flighty.
Yeah, but I think that's normal for humans.
Yes.
Ugh. Why do we even have to do this?
Because there was 500 gold payment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
I don't.
Yeah.
Why can't getting gold be more easier?
This is true.
Typical humans, I swear.
Well, let's find somebody to blame
Mm,
and get your gold.
mm. Also, do you think maybe that the shouty guy with the books? Do you think he sleeps?
You better sleep with one eye open.
And a fire
Well, no,
extinguisher.
I just more meant stealing a few books to see if there's anything about sea people.
Yes.
Also, it
Perhaps.
occurs to me: do you think humans have these books on shinies?
I feel very uncomfortable talking about books.
Flips.
Guess you could steal a ledger from a jewelry shop.
True. But I meant books on like shinies that could be somewhere. And then I go fetch them.
Treasure maps.
Yes. In books.
I was trying to figure out what the heck you're talking about. Yes, treasure maps.
Yeah, treasure maps.
Okay.
Also, you know how humans sometimes show off shiny things that they find, like in museums. Do you think there's anything about those places? I'm just thinking that there might be an easier way to find shinies.
I think you would just need a map or something.
I mean, that could work. Also, it occurred to me too, humans read books quite a bit. What if there was a book about me? So that people could know even more about me.
If we solve this case and become more famous to the humans, they surely will write a book.
Yes, that's the thing. Then there'll be even more people who know about me. And maybe a noble will read this book and decide that he needs to marry me and give me all his shinies.
Yes, but I'll have to burn the book. I'm confused about what we should do.
And
My
the GM
so
again
bad.
is
instinct is
used.
to burn.
Twink is very confused.
All right, so
Twink is
what are we
wondering what he's
doing?
getting himself into.
Do we
Well-
visit the female human or the male human?
You mean the male human's house?
Yes, the one we need to report to, whose name
Well,
I messed
yeah,
up.
we don't.
The guard.
Yeah, we'd have to ask where the guy's house is. And, I mean, it occurs to me, we don't even know where the girl lives.
Yes,
You
that's
might
true.
have to ask her father.
Oh, maybe the mayor would know. Our old friend.
Why the
Oh, the
mayor?
I mean,
our old friend. Sorry, the counselor. Is she a counselor now?
Captain?
Who was the
Oh, you mean
the tavern
tavern
keep-
owner? Yes.
oh
I
yeah,
forget her
her.
name. She was here with this.
Aiko?
Yeah, Miko.
Amiko?
Amikio.
Amikio.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She was there when this
Not
human
Jake
came in. Maybe she would know.
Yeah, and she might know where this guy lived too.
Yes. And
She
she's
seemed to know a lot of people.
Yes, and she spoke goblin like a proper human should.
Yeah.
Where are you going to try to find her? You haven't seen her for a while.
No, I know she's become some sort of human leader.
Well, at least at least it's helpful that she speaks Goblin if she's gonna be a human leader. Maybe she'll force all the other humans to learn how to speak Goblin.
Yes, they should all speak properly. Perhaps the person running the tavern now would know.
Probably.
Or my human. Perhaps we could talk to my human.
You could get some training in again, I suppose.
Yes. Shinies and savories. That's my new plan.
Well, humans like that.
Yes, I do have a little bit of gold. Wait, you didn't hear that.
What?
Nothing.
Flibs still
What?
has 1 GP to his name.
Go?
No.
No.
Yes.
You can sniff it out.
Libs, help me. Jake hides behind Bitey.
Bitey? Does he have gold on him? Like, I mean, I take care of the gold.
No, this is my taming gold.
How much taming gold do you have?
It's hard to say because counting is an issue.
I could count it for you.
Oh, I'm okay. Let's go. I head off to the tavern. I run. Attack of opportunity.
I know you can do a pickpocket as attack of opportunity.
Oh,
I don't know. Pickpocket of
No.
opportunity?
No. No.
Dang.
I'm broke.
So you head off to the tavern. Doesn't take much asking around the tavern because it is Amikio's tavern still. She just doesn't work there very much anymore. But when you speak to the staff, it's quickly you can quickly understand that she's moved into her family's old manor and taking care of things from there. So her manor is 49 on the map.
14. Ah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
rich. Rich.
And there's a lot of other, and there's a couple other buildings there too.
Yeah.
Maybe she knows about some unmarried people.
We should visit.
We really should visit Emikyo. It's been far too long.
So you head out of town on the Sandpoint Bridge, along the Schooner Gulch Road, across another small bridge of Boggy Creek, and into the promontory where the more established families live, where several manor houses and villas lie, either overlooking the ocean or overlooking the Sandpoint Harbour, or the entrance of the Sandpoint Harbour. A large opulent building is the manor house. Inside, it takes a while for her to enter the door. There's no real staff, and she seems a bit uncomfortable here. And she said, when she welcomes you, and is like, let's go to a sitting room. We'll talk and see what matters are on your mind. And she seemed a bit lost in the house, as in not really knowing where the nearest sitting room is. It's as if she hasn't lived here for a very long time and doesn't really like it here. It's certainly not her style. But she finds a sitting room and says, well, so what can I do for you? What's going on? I heard there's something going on in town, but the mayor's not talking to me at all about it.
So,
Well,
do you know about some people that live around here that could use some companionship?
Are you looking to get a job in the brothel?
What's a brothel?
She pauses and says, well, a brothel is where a man or a woman can negotiate affection for someone of the opposite sex.
Is this a way to get nobles? To marry nobles and get shinies?
I don't think you can get well, she pauses at the shine and it's like, you can get paid for it. That's the negotiation, of course. But the Pixie's kitten, I don't think has many nobles go through it.
Well, I don't want to do that unless I'm going to get like a lot of shinies, like a noble amount of shinies. It's not worth the effort then.
It's legal, but if it's not your style, then it's totally
Well,
understandable.
does anybody here need to get... Does anybody want to get married here?
I'm
Are they
perfectly
looking
fine
for a
being single.
bride?
Oh,
No.
men.
I mean, I'm not picky. If I get shinies, I get shinies.
I don't think you understand what marriage is about. It's for when...
Very
Point why we came here either.
This is far more important, Libs.
I
She just-
wouldn't quite say that.
They're already dead. They're gonna...
So, who's dead? What? So, no, wait. Screech. And she just like...
Yes?
She just puts her hand up like as a stop, is like, why are you here? And she turns to the others
we
and
want
asks
to know
why
where
you're
a
here.
couple people lived.
Who lives?
What's his face that works at the mill? And one of that guy's muddy, grubby daughters.
Annie something and what? Sarah? I don't remember the names.
Well, neither can I. Humans, the the mill. One of
One
the
of-
managers.
That isn't
The one-
Thorn.
Okay. I'm trying to find the mill. She wouldn't know where his place is.
Catherine Vinder, that was her name.
Yeah. And when you mentioned Vinder, so what's happened to Catherine?
Were you close with her?
I knew of her. She was always she's a bit younger than me, but she
She's
had
a money grubber?
reputation.
And she's bad at it?
I don't know about the bad at it, but let's just say
She's
that
not married to a noble.
she
That
could
seems pretty bad.
have worked at the Pixies Kid.
Again, seems pretty bad at getting a noble.
There was an incident. We're on a case, and it's confidential. We're looking for her sister's location.
I've been hearing rumors about her sister, and she switches to Goblin. Shank, did you do anything with her sister?
No, she offered me no tears at all.
Because the rumors that I was hearing is that she was celebrating that she slept with one of the goblin heroes, and something about an ugly dog or an ugly animal friend of that person. And she looks down at Barney and says, I'm sorry, I don't mean you. It wasn't my words.
Bitey's like, yeah, whatever.
So did Shaylis did you do anything with Shaylis?
No fluids were exchanged.
Oh God. God, that's disgusting.
That's a Jake answer.
It is a perfect answer for Jake, but that just makes it even worse when you're talking about
I mean,
fluids. No. Like what went on?
Oh, I've only met her at the tavern, and she exchanged
you didn't
no
do anything
fluids
at the tavern
with me.
her.
No. I tried, but no fluids were given.
You tried?
Yeah, right.
Her father will kill you.
No. I did an attempt to mate with her. That's disgusting. I mean...
What are you talking about fluids then?
I just wanted some tears. The tears of a crying human
Oh my God,
are the sweetest libations.
Oh, I thought you... And she blushes. she just goes bit red. And she's going, I thought you were... And then just... Oh my God.
Are you about to cry?
No.
Oh, just checking.
No, I'm okay.
Just making sure.
No fluids for
in
you.
his hands.
No fluids. And she swallows deeply. It's like, I wouldn't go near Shaylis for quite a while, and hopefully the rumors will die off. She's a bit of a troublemaker, and her father's quite a violent one.
He's in the jail right now.
He reminds me of Red.
Well, last we checked,
He was bending the bars on the cell.
he was still on the property.
Someone must have said something to him to rile him up.
Flips just glares angrily at Screech.
Screech. And again, dropping to Goblin. Screech, what did you say?
I mean, the guard said what his reaction was about the one doctor. And apparently he beat up some of the guards. So I thought maybe it might be in the town's best interest. Because he was going to find out about the other daughter anyways. I mean, it was going to happen. Especially if she said she mated with Jank.
No,
So I may have pointed out that it turns out that both daughters were bad at money grubbing.
What happened to Shaylis' sister? What happened to Catherine? Or Katrine?
Well, she may be a little bit. I mean, you didn't want to you didn't want to mate with her, right?
No, she's not my type.
Okay, so you weren't like friends.
No, I have taste. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this shouldn't upset you too much. She's dead.
There's still that. She's what?
She's
It
dead.
wasn't us.
Oh yeah, it wasn't us. I mean, at first we were worried it was Jabba, but we're pretty sure it wasn't Jabba anymore. I mean, it was an absolute mess in there.
Why would you think it was Jabba?
I mean,
It was involved.
there was a lot of blood, and it was very brutal, and maybe a little culty.
And this is
You
what
know.
Jabba does in the. Hopefully not.
Well, we've never seen
my
Jabba actually
tavern?
do anything like that. No, we've not seen Jabba do it. I mean, Jabba's just talked. You understand Goblin. You've heard some of the things Jabba said.
Yes, and thankfully no one else understands what Jabba says.
Yeah, so so they haven't really done anything.
Spirited.
Yeah,
Everyone just
so
thinks that Jabba's spirited.
to be fair, I don't think Jabba could really. I mean, a point was made. I don't think Jabba could carve that onto someone. After all, it's not like they could see.
Carving? What do you mean by carving? But what happened?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, please.
This would be where she'll be taking a sanity check.
Well, I did say it was very brutal, and she's not the only one dead.
Who's dead? Who died? So Catherine died.
Yeah, this guy she was having an affair with
Bill got
at
of
the
them-
sawmill.
Oh, Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, okay. What? Who would kill
Supposed to
them?
be confidential.
Ah, well.
We already told Quirk.
Amico's
Because
our
he
old
has
friend.
information on what we're looking for.
Why would you tell Quirk? Why would you tell him instead of me?
Well, we are telling you now.
Yeah,
But
we would have told you
afterwards-
first. We didn't know where
Well,
you lived.
we heard he would know something about the symbol.
Screech, and I thought we were friends.
I know, but we are. I mean,
I should
if you were
mention,
rich, I would try to marry you. I mean, you do look like you're kind of rich, actually. Are you sure a goblin's your type?
Remember, I have taste. I'm sorry, it's not going to work out between us. I'm sorry, Screech. As a friend, maybe, but no.
as an aside, hi, I'm Flibs.
Hi.
Oh yeah, you haven't met Flibbs. We found him in a prison.
Yeah,
A good prison or a bad prison?
he can
A
read.
goblin prison. I
That
was
doesn't-
locked up and
I don't know if
forgotten
that's good or
about.
bad, but
I was trying to
Just-
steal from them.
I
And-
think that they were the goblins that attacked Sandpoint.
she's obviously now just taking a more careful watch. Like she's hearing, but she's now focused a bit more on Flibs and any movements of Flibs' arms.
I haven't stolen much since that.
You haven't stolen anything, have you?
I said much.
Just please don't, not in town and please not here. This is my family's.
I'll try not to. That's the most I can promise.
The point
No.
is,
When I was applying to the Pathfinders Society, of course I never got in, but I was always told there is no try, there is only do. So do not steal anything, please.
Mr.
And maybe
Bitey,
one day-
make sure Flibs doesn't steal anything from here.
And maybe one day you
He
might
nods.
become part of the Pathfinder Society.
The
Is
what?
there a lot of shinies?
They are some of the richest adventurers in the realm.
Many
Then I
tears.
should
I
just
can
steal
imagine.
from them.
They're also some of the best qualified and most skilled in the realm.
Yeah, we killed
We're god
gods.
killers.
And dangerous. What? God
We're
killers?
god killers.
What-
Yeah, we
what-
killed the goblin god.
Firstly, I didn't even know there was a goblin god. You have gods?
Well, yeah, of course we have gods. You humans have gods.
Yes, but you're
What do
goblins.
you think we are, savages?
Yes. There was no pause.
You're not entirely wrong with that.
I mean, fair,
Even
we are.
savages have gods.
Yeah. I mean, it was a bar guest. It's,
Ooh. That is nasty.
yeah.
It's got its head
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Only Red's got its head.
Jabba runs past.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
with the wings as well.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
harpy wings. Yeah.
Just going to make a suit out of monster parts.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, exactly that. I don't think you've gotten any information from her. But she's gotten a lot from you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But we'll end the scene here. With the out of town, you're kind of out of town at Amikio's estate. And that was my alarm saying, no, need to wrap up. So I think this is a good place to wrap up. With the weirdness, you've actually, like, even though there's no combat, there's a lot of story rewards for discovering certain things and figuring out certain clues. So you've actually got quite a few of them.
We actually figured out some clues.
Yeah. There's-
Shocking.
There's only one which you haven't gotten, and that was only because I'm not giving it to you. But that's the GM's decision. So because you've gotten everything else, I'm going to roll the XP from that one, which I'm not allowing to you guys, because it's kind of a spoiler. Like, if I gave you the clue, it'll spoil it right too early. So I'll award the XP anyway, because I'm denying the fact that the information. But you did really well. It's
Wow.
like from going from like the traditional hack and slash to a murder mystery is a big change. And I think having Call of Cthulhu last week as the interim kind of helped get the mindset away from the D&D. Like, I was really tempted of running this just for this group because it's kind of still murder mystery and stuff, but you don't get as much horror. So thank you, everybody. That was really, really good. Really good role playing. Really good, just one-liners and everything else, as always. And from like everybody, it's like the outside the goblin. I've just got a little spark. Everything's cool.
Oh gosh.
So we'll wrap this up tonight. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for the follows and all the other bits and pieces that happen. And thank you, our amazing, lovely cast.
No worries.
So where can we find all our cast members? Wayward, where can we find you?
Well, pretty much nowhere. But I'm no name Wayward.
Right here.
Yeah, pretty much right here. I'm no name Wayward. Like, sure, I do have social media accounts, but I don't use them. But I've been playing Flibs Bearnack, the thief who hasn't exploded at all yet.
Yet.
He will explode at least once during this mystery. It's a guarantee.
At 5th level, you get Fireball, don't you?
No, I don't have access to spells yet. I took another level in
Oh,
Rogue.
that's right, Rogue, yes. But that could be oh boy, that's where you start getting explodes. Screech.
Explosions. I'm Ursa May, and I play Screech, the greatest bard and wealth enthusiast. It's totally fine. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ursa May Arts, where I post drawings and art and such things.
Okay. And Kiwi.
Hey, I'm Kiwi, and I had the great pleasure of playing as Jank Dogbite and his giant raccoon buddy. And yeah, you just find me here. Just keep watching this. This is amazing. This is fun.
It is fun.
This is like trying to like investigate as a goblin has been very interesting. The amount of times I've just had to shut up and say nothing because A, people can't understand me, and B, I don't think Jank would be that smart to follow clues that way. It's been an experience.
Although tracking skill was quite handy.
Yeah.
The survival was actually really handy. Even rolling 2.
Yeah.
There's so many pluses. Like roll 2, you get 15. It's like, really? That's okay. Yeah.
I'm glad I could help.
It's like the perception checks in D&D 5th edition of 10. It's like, really? That's it? And like, passive perception of 15 is like, yep, that's most people. Oh well. So this is actually, I love this show. I love these cast members. The concept, if you've ever played through Rise of the Ruined Lords before, you'll know we're doing the absolute opposite. It is very anti-goblin, and playing it as goblins in a town which is very anti, from a GM's perspective, is really funny. Hopefully, from everyone else's perspectives, you like the humour, because goblins in Pathfinder are just hilarious. This is exactly what they are like, apart from maybe the wanting to marry humans and the breeding and all that. That's just...
I mean, Screech doesn't really want to do that. She wants to just marry someone and for them to have an accident.
Yeah. He woke up with his throat cut.
I hear it's very common with humans.
Yeah, sure. Yep, right.
He woke up at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, with the throat cut.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the knife? What knife? No? No.
Humans have very sharp fingernails, don't they?
So we'll join us tomorrow for our Children of the Marsh, and then we've got also our Rusty Daggers. So back to our full programming this week, and back to have some fun. So thanks everybody, and this will be up on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, click to subscribe, click to the bell button so you get notified instantly when we do uploads, and leave a comment down below. What do you like, what do you don't like, jokes, all that bits and pieces, and the fact that it's called mince meat, not hamburger meat. What do you call it?
This is called mitts here.
Even ground beef, ground meat. Yeah, that's another one. So,
Listen here, I'm country folk. We'll call it hamburger.
It's freedom meat.
Ooh, he went there. Yeah, he did. So thank you, everybody. We're going to switch out. So don't forget to go through the credits roll as well, because that way you get everyone's infos and the programs we use and the things like Syrinscape, all the bits and pieces. So bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.